So how do you pronounce it? Faye Tunnicliffe, right?
Tunnicliffe, yeah.
Tunnicliffe. Faye Tunnicliffe. Caitlin Feinhardt.
Vanguard.
Oh, it's English.
Yeah, Vanguard.
Oh, thought it was Afrikaans. All right. Kelsey Adams, Andre Steyn, Sinelethu Yaso, Yandiswa Mangele, Babette de Liede. This one is the one from Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Gemma Botta, Kayla Reinecke, Faye Tunnicliffe, Caitlin Weingart, Leah Jones.
Weingart, but she's not going to it.
Weingart.
Weingart, because we kept saying Weingart yesterday, which
Yes.
makes more sense. Then James says it's actually Weingart.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tatum Leroux.
Yeah.
Tatum Leroux, Nosipho Fezi, Kgothatso Molefe. All right, I think I'm ready. Let me quickly go to the bathroom. I'm coming now.
So I'm live now, ne? So whenever you guys are ready,
I think we'll go at 5 to.
Yes, 5-2.
Yeah.
back to you, I can
But
just
Good morning and welcome to Super Sport Park. My name is Jenna Saw and I'm joined by Takalani Nechiabra. And we are coming from Super Sport Park for the first time ever. The Titans are making history, and this is the first time in senior provincial women's cricket that tickets are being sold to fans who want to come and support the women.
Yeah, good morning, Jenna, and good morning to all the viewers, wherever you are in South Africa and everywhere else. It's a beautiful day here indeed. It's Super Sport Park is the home side, the Fidelity Titans against the Western Province women.
Yeah, yesterday was a very exciting day in the 50 over competition where the Titans claimed victory by 137 runs. It was an unbelievable show of cricket. Both Robin Searle and Catherine Pryor made half centuries and went on to take their scores into the 70s and ended up on a total of 268 in the second innings with a brilliant start with the ball. Mona Lisa Lagodi from the Henop River end claimed 3 wickets in her first opening spell of 4 overs, and Paulina Mashishi, she also claimed her 3 wickets in the middle overs. Her 10 over spell, 10 overs, 3 wickets for 35 runs was quite unbelievable. So it was a really convincing win from the Titans. I'm sure they'll be looking to come out and play a good game of cricket. And I'm sure that the Western Province women's team will come back and come out today with a lot of force and show what they're really made of.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see whether the Fidelity Titans will continue from the performance they showed us yesterday here at Super Sport Park.
Kaylee Tapp starting with the ball. It's skied by Gemma Buerta. There's a chance at mid-on. Paulina Mashishi, the player under the ball, she puts the catch down. That's an unfortunate missed opportunity by Mashishi.
Yeah, an opportunity there to get a wicket first ball of the over from Kelly Tapp, but unfortunately they dropped that one. I think it was an easy catch there. I think she should have taken that one. And this after the Western Province have won the toss and elected to bat first.
Faye Tunnicliffe, her duck yesterday. She'll be looking to improve that as she plays this out into the covers, but it's stopped well by the youngster Simone Buerta at point. Simone Lawrence, excuse me, at point. We saw some really great pieces of fielding out here at Supersport Park yesterday. One of the main standing outfielders yesterday was Kelsey Adams. I'm sure she'll be coming in the middle order for the Western Province team, but a good start, semi-good start in the field here for the Titans. One drop catch and one brilliant piece of fielding at point. It's kind of a 50-50.
Yeah, again, good bowling from Kaylee Tapp. We have been seeing what she can do with the ball. She can swing the ball both ways. She's got higher bowling action, which make it easy for her to swing the ball back into the right-handers and also away if she get that opportunity.
Driven hard, but fielded well using the long barrier method. Risha Kutza back into the team yesterday. Her first game after having a period of downtime after she got concussion against the Lions a couple of weeks ago. And she bowled really well. She claimed 2 wickets in her 5 overs, went at an economy of 4. So she'll be looking to come out later on today and turn the ball. Kaylee Tapp, 2 balls left in the over. Played across the line, but fielded by Mapangula at mid-wicket. She had to take a big dive to her right, so the Western Province batters were able to come through for a single.
Yeah, good over so far from Kaylee Tapp. No short of anger from any of the 2 batters, Gemma Buerta and Faye Tunnicliffe. They haven't scored a boundary yet, and this down to Kaylee Tapp's bowling. She's an experienced bowler. She knows what she's supposed to do when she opened the bowling.
Buerta with a very nice straight bat there into the covers, and that'll end the over off with a dot 2 from it. And it will be really exciting to see Mona Lisa Lagodi from the West Lane in from the Henop River end, the same end that she was successful from yesterday. She claimed those 3 wickets in her first 3 overs, and her figures, the first 2 overs were maidens, so initially her figures were 2 overs, 2 wickets for no runs.
Yeah, I was very impressed with her bowling yesterday, Mona Lisa Lekhodi. When I was watching, she managed to grab those wickets so easily for the Titans. She also have that high bowling action, and I'm not sure about swing, whether she can swing the ball, but if she bowl full with that high up bowling action, it's very difficult for the batters to get away. And I always have a question: why was she not playing all along? Was she injured, or was there anything? Because I think it's the first time I've seen her play in quite a while.
Yeah, I do know that she's had some school commitments. She was writing exams, so I do think that played a big role. She'll be in here to Faye Tunnicliffe, and that'll be a wide to start off, and not the identical start that we saw yesterday, but I'm sure that the youngster will be able to come back from that misstep.
Yeah, maybe some bit of nerves there from the youngster. She's got a packed offside field. She's got a nice backward point there, cover, extra cover and mid off on the offside. And then you've got mid on, mid wicket and square leg on the leg side.
Oh, going across the line, and that crashes into the upper thigh of Faye Tunnicliffe. Definitely too high to be appealed for. That goes out to a vacant short third man region. They go through for a single.
Yeah, and the Titans still maintaining the two fielders on the boundary. That's the fine leg and third man. Everyone else is inside the 30-yard circle. And with that pack offside field, you expect Mona Lisa Lekhodi to be bowling just outside the off stump. Nothing straight, nothing on the leg side.
And that's what we see from her. She goes a little bit straighter, and this goes out to fine leg. Risha Kutsa doing the work on the boundary. They'll just get through for one leg by. And we saw yesterday and even today, because of her action and her wrist behind the ball, she does get quite a lot of swing in towards the right-hander. And that was really exciting. That's what trapped Faye Tunnicliffe yesterday in front of the wickets for her LBW. So that fine leg position is vital for this in-swing from Lekhodi. It's short and straight and pulled away by Tunnicliffe, and that'll race away to the mid-wicket boundary. That'll be the first 4 of the day, and it takes the total up to 9 with 3 balls left in the second over.
Yeah, a bit of drag down this time around from Mona Lisa Lekhodi, and it was just hit through that, maybe between square leg and mid wicket region, and it goes to the boundary for 4. And we spoke about her bowling action, Jenna. Maybe just to add, I think when I watched her yesterday, I felt like I'm watching those West Indian bowlers, the tall bowlers, the likes of Katley Ambrose. She's got a nice bowling action, and if she can bowl fuller, she can be handful to the batters.
Yeah, and Faye Tunnicliffe will be hungry after her duck yesterday, and she surely has shown that so far today. She does have a 50 and a 40 in this competition so far, and she'll be looking to replicate that. But this one on the legs crashes into the front pad, but bobbles out to the leg side, definitely going down leg stump.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure if that's the line she should be bowling. You've got a packed offside field. You've got a nice bowling action. She can bowl what we call a hard delivery, a hard ball, hit the deck hard. But I'm not too sure about bowling straight, if that's the right thing to do here.
Yeah, and she does go straight again, but fine leg is in play and collects that for the 1. She does have protection on the leg side after the boundary was hit by Tunnicliffe. Amogelang Mapangula has moved out, and she's on the boundary at deep mid-wicket. So, yes, I agree with you that she needs to be bowling outside the off stump in order to get the dot balls.
Yeah.
But I do think she is quite an attacking bowler, so I don't think going at the stumps is a bad thing, especially with the protection out on the leg side at the moment. She goes straight again, and it's defended by Botha out to mid-off. And that'll close off the second over. 10 runs, and with Gemma Botha on 1 and Faye Tunnicliffe leading this partnership with 6 to her name.
Yeah, so far so good for the Titans. Only 1 boundary has been scored so far. Mona Lisa Lekhodi and Kaylee Tapp bowling well here, first 2 overs. And the Western Province have just placed one shot in anger so far from Gemma Bota. And after losing the match yesterday, I think they will be looking to bat well, because yesterday they struggled to bat in the 50-over game. But today, here, it's a new day, new challenge. They will be looking for a W here today.
Yeah, they definitely are looking to come out nice and hard. There's a misfield at mid-wicket and some confusion out in the middle. Chance at a run out. But Mapangula on the ball at mid-wicket gets it in well, and they don't take the single in the end. Yeah, 100% agree with you, Takalani, that they will be coming out nice and hard. The vibe out here at Supersport Park is some of the best that I've experienced in women's cricket at provincial level. There are quite a few people out on the grass embankment, under gazebos, and a few others in the stands. Driven hard, but fielded well. And that's the line and length that they need to be bowling, especially with that packed offside field that you've been speaking about.
Yeah. And considering that Kaylee Tapp can swing the ball both ways, get one to move away, and she's got a slip fielder in as well. So she's got an opportunity here to get a wicket. If she get one that comes back looking for that LBW or a ball, this is good ploy here by Robin Seal and the team.
Oh, she goes hard over the top, and that's a wonderful cricket shot by Faye Tunnicliffe, and that clears the head of mid-off, and 2 or 3 bounces, and it's over the rope for 4. Faye Tunnicliffe looking in really good nick today.
Yeah, on the slot. This time around, it was just there to be hit, isn't it? And over the top, and it goes to the boundary for 4. And once again, you spoke about Tunnicliffe looking like she's in good nick today. And let's see if she will continue batting well like she's been doing so far in the first 2.5 overs.
Yeah, what I really love about the way that she played that shot is her head position was so still. She just opens the front leg and just clears that front leg, and she does the same thing. This time not timed as well, but gets it down the ground to that long off position, who is now on the boundary. So they go through for a single. The total moves up to 15, 2 balls left in this 3rd over of the Titans bowling innings.
Yeah, good to see also that the Titans are still maintaining that slip fielder, even though they've gone for a boundary. They're still looking for the wickets. They know that to win this match, they have to try and get the Western Province batters early on in the power play.
Yeah, Tebogo Macheke has gone underneath the helmet. She's standing up to the pace bowler, and it's hit hard down the ground. Risha Kutsa out on the boundary at long off will collect that just for the single. And with that fielder out at long off, it does almost tempt the batter to push at those balls outside the off stump, just to clear the bowler and get past to that long off fielder to rotate the strike. However, that does bring the slip into play, because when a batter does tend to push more at the ball and not hit through the line of it, they can find themselves in trouble. We see Gemma Boyd with a flat bat shot, just missing that completely, standing in shock that she didn't connect that one too well. That's the end of the 3rd over. 16 runs gone. Tunnicliffe on 11, leading this partnership of 16, and Gemma Boyd contributing just 2 to it.
Yeah, so far in kind of an even contest between the two sides. The Western Province hasn't really gone away yet. They've scored 16 runs. The Titans haven't picked up a wicket, but Kaylee Tapp and Mona Lisa Lekhodi, the 2 opening bowlers for the Titans, they have bowled well. They've got the fielders here. They've got the fielding position in good areas. We saw the Titans putting a slip fielder looking for a wicket, and Robin Celia and the team, I think they are looking to get early wickets here off the Western Province side.
Lekhodi with her 2 fielders at squarish fine leg and deep mid-wicket. 3rd man in the ring goes to Boita, who clears that around the corner. Gandhi Jafta out at fine leg collects that one just for 1. Boita's scored, just going at singles, taking things nice and slowly. 3-2 name.
Yeah, and what I've noticed also is that when Kaylee Tapp is bowling. They don't have fine leg in, but with Mona Lisa Lekhodi, who tend to bowl too straight and maybe down the leg side, they've got a protection on the leg side with a fine leg.
Oh, a lot of loop in towards the right hander, misses everything. And the keeper Macheke, just a little fumble, and that'll go through for a bye. Macheke just being a bit plexed there by the swing. Yeah, yesterday we saw Gemma Botha batting a little bit lower down the order, but she did score a couple of runs the other day, 44 of 22, and she'll be looking to obviously be up the order and to continue that. She goes high, the ball is up, and that'll clear the boundary rope. That's on the grass embankment, and that is a big shot. And that's why she's at the top of the order, because she's such an explosive young batter. And if she's given the freedom to do that, then 100%.
Yeah, what a shot there, Gemma Botha for 6. Mona Lisa Lekhodi dropped this one down, and then her eyes lit up. She hit it through mid-wicket, and the ball go all the way for a maximum. Another shot in anger from the Western Province.
Yeah, she was definitely waiting on the back foot, waiting for the short ball, and took care of it perfectly. This time a little bit fuller. She tries to do the identical thing, but the ball just bounces in front of Mapangula out at deep mid wicket, and they go through for one. Gemma Botha definitely more comfortable playing across the line than she is through the covers.
Yeah, that's true. And I was just looking at some numbers here in terms of most 6 hitters in this competition this season. And Tasmin Brett is leading the way so far. You've got Masabata Class on the Titan side with 3 sixes already. And then Gemma Botha, that's their first.
Or trying to go across the line, a little bit of an inside edge as it misses a lot of the bat and crashes into the pad, but Lekhodi finding a better length on that occasion to Tunnicliffe.
Yeah, she's a good bowler. I saw her yesterday. I love her action. I love her aggression. And like most of the Titans bowlers, I love the fact that they can swing the ball. We spoke about Kaylee Tapp, Elise Marie Marks also, even though she's not playing, but she's that kind of bowler who can give trouble to the batters.
Yeah, for sure. And outside edge, a thick one there from Botha. And with third man in the ring, that races away to the boundary. Risha Kutsa unsuccessful on the chase. Yeah, but just to get back to the most 6 hitters in the tournament so far, you spoke a little bit about Tasman Brits last weekend against the Free State. Her and Tabitha Lagrange had an unbelievable opening partnership against the Free State women. Tasman Brits ended up scoring 118 runs of 65 balls. And the second half of her innings, after she got to 50, I think she got the 118 and something, like 18 balls after her half century mark.
Yeah, she is one of the best hitters of the cricket ball in our league.
Yeah,
Her
definitely.
strike rate also is very good. She's got the highest strike rate in the competition, most sixes. She played for the national team, and I think that just shows how quality of a batter she is.
Yeah, she definitely is in a league of their own right now. 4 overs gone, 30 runs to the Western Province batters. Kate Tapp in for the third over of her spell, and that's a very nice line and length. Just going on to top of fourth stump, and it's played into the leg side for no run. Hayley Tapp doing well so far, just 8 runs to her 13 balls. Slips still in play. 2 fielders out, third man and long off. Oh, that same line and length, just beating the bat of Tunnicliffe, who goes down on one knee, which was an interesting decision. She's such a tall batter, and she has the potential to hit the ball really hard.
Yeah, maybe she was looking to get underneath that one, looking for that cow corner boundary. But unfortunately, she missed that completely. You spoke about the slip in, and then you've got backward point cover, extra cover. Yeah, those are the fielders on the offside. And then on the leg side, you've got mid on, mid wicket, and square leg. No fine leg on the boundary. And then you've got deep mid off on the offside as well.
Tap pulls the length back a little bit, and Tunnicliffe clears the inner ring. One bounce over the long on boundary, and we've seen her do it on the offside, and now she's done the identical thing this time over long on.
Yeah, we spoke about the cow corner, even though this ball didn't go that way, but that's the kind of shot she's looking to play. It's Tunnicliffe. This time around, she managed to get a boundary, and the Western Province here are on the charge. The opening batters, Jamie Potter and Tunnicliffe, doing the business for their side here today.
Yeah, they're definitely putting on a wonderful show of women's cricket to all the fans that have come out here to Supersport Park. An exciting game of cricket looks to be on the cards. This time playing it out to the offside, and she finds a gap, and she's in wonderful nick today as she gets another 4 to her name. Total moves up to 38 with 2 balls left in this 5th over.
Yeah, a bit slower this time around from Kaylee Tapp, and Tunnicliffe waited for that one. When she get the opportunity, she just plays it there at backward point, and it goes to the boundary for 4. This is good batting once again by the Western Province.
Lots of field changing. It feels a little bit reactive. However, with the bowlers not bowling to their fields perfectly, does need to happen. Extra play into the offside, but down leg, and it's whipped off the pads of Tunnicliffe, and that races away for the 3rd boundary of the over out to a finer square leg region. And Kaylee Tapp will be disappointed with that, as her field was set to bowl outside the off stump.
Yeah, me and you spoke about the fine leg fielder, and that was an opportunity taken there by the batter, understanding where the fielders are, and there was no fielder at the boundary, just beat the fielder in the cycle, and it goes to the boundary for 4. This is good batting here by the Western Province, Gemma Botta and Tunnicliffe.
Oh, beautiful cover drive, and a bit of a chase from the long off fielder, but to no avail. And Tunnicliffe really looking unbelievable out here. That's the end of the 5th over, 46 for no loss. There'll be a commentary change while I'll be replaced by David Mitchley.
Yeah, fire Tunnicliffe there. A cover shot of the morning so far for me. Beautiful ball indeed, and it goes to the boundary for 4. And we spoke about the Western Province side scoring runs at a quicker rate, and their opening partnership is doing exactly that at this stage, and they will want to get a win here after losing yesterday's match to the same side.
Yeah, it was a day of success for the Fidelity Titans yesterday, but roles being reversed here, Takalani, as the Western Province women have come out to play. Tunnicliffe, 100 in her one-day game against the Dolphins, a first ball duck yesterday, and today she wants to make the most of the opportunities presented to her. The Titans ruining that early drop catch off the first ball of the innings. Ringfield set here for the change in bowling. It will be Mashishi's off spin. Dropped catch immediately. Another opportunity, a sharp chance, Takalani,
Yeah.
but she's not taken it.
Yeah, this opportunity, I'm not too sure if the Titans will rule these chances here. Gemma Botta and Fire Tunnicliffe are betting well. You lost an opportunity in the first ball of the match. Again, another one here now after the 5th over.
Just beating the outside half of that off stump. Boy, oh boy, the opportunities, when presented, must be taken.
It must be taken. In this form of the game, you have to take wickets. The batters are looking to score runs with any opportunity they get. And if you want to take wickets, you have to take this opportunity as well.
Just plays that across the line, looking to beat that mid-on fielder there. But awareness from the Titans. Just those opportunities, Takalani, you can get away with them in longer formats of the game, but here, teams will put you to the sword. Played across the line there and beats the fielder in the ring, but they've got coverage out there at the mid-wicket boundary, and so they get one. They're currently going at 8.3 to the over. Boy, oh boy, have
Yeah.
they put their foot to the floor this morning.
Yeah, they're here to play. They're here to bet. And the Titans are not doing themselves any favor. We saw the last delivery from Paulina Mashishi. I think that was a bit quicker. What I like about David is that she's got nice variation in her bowling. And let's hope for her sake she will be getting these wickets here today. Because
Changing-
the Western Province are going away with this one.
Changing the field. Sorry for stepping on your toes there. Changing the field. Long on is now in position, so still the ring field. And just trod into the ground there by Tunnicliffe. I think she's rued that opportunity. She was eyeing up that space towards the cow corner region, but decided against the rush of blood. She didn't let the intrusive thoughts win there. Just backs away into her crease and guides us away. A sharp single, and they're home comfortably without any fuss. End of the 6th over, 48 without loss.
Yeah, good over from Paulina Mashishi. She managed to reduce the run rate a little bit. Gemma Botta and find Tancliffe going away with this one when Kaylee Tapp and Monalisa Lehodi were bowling. And the captain of the Titans decided to bring the spinner on. Paulina Mashishi, what a bowler she is. Got some wickets yesterday also. And she will be looking to replicate the same performance here today.
It'll be spin twins as Gandhi Jafta makes her way to the umpire to begin her spell. It was all the spinners doing the hard work yesterday. It was their day for success, and we'll see how they're utilized. In addition to Kutza, who yesterday also picked up a couple of wickets. Long on, long off are the fielders out. Cow corner and deep square. Extra width slashed away, backward of point, and they'll race away to the boundary. Success here for Western Province continues.
Yeah, the Western Province first ball of the over from Gandhi Jafta bowling from the West Lane end. And the Western Province batter there just plays that one so well on the offside for another boundary.
And that's the 50 partnership from these two, coming off with 38 deliveries, 8 fours, and that 1-6 that was hit onto the embankment here. Wonderful crowd in here for today's game.
Yeah.
Short and pulled, kind of dragged down there from Gandhi Jafta. She's lucky to get away with just the single there. Maybe stuck in the wicket, and that's why Tunnicliffe wasn't able to play it as square as she would have wanted. Really does dart it in, does Jafta. This one's hit over the top, but the two fielders down at long on and long off converge for the collection work there.
Looking at the run rate that the Western Province are scoring at, David, 8 runs to the over. That's really very nice run rate here. And they will be looking for that 160 runs.
Not able to pierce the gap in that instance. And I wonder, Takalani, whether or not the Titans will be able to now shift the momentum with the spinners strangling things. It's been an expensive over thus far. Again, hit straight down the ground, this time beating the fielders, and that'll race away to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, that one left the bat like a bullet. And it goes all the way for 4, down the ground, like you said, straight down the ground. The safest place to play a shot here. And the Western Province, David, really, they are on the charge here. And what surprises me was when the skipper of the Titans give Kaylee Tapp 3 overs on the trot.
Sweep shot here. That's played very fine. It's great work there by Tunnicliffe to just guide it behind square on the leg side. And another one bites the dust as that's a back-to-back boundary. Boy, oh boy, it's been an expensive one. 62 without loss after 7. They're going at 9 on 9 to the over.
Yeah, carnage from Tunnicliffe and understanding the Titans field placement. She knows there is no fine leg, and then she just plays it there, beat the fielder in the inner ring, and it's a boundary. And this is good batting here by the Western Province.
And I wonder if the success of Paula Mashishi has been purely because she's able to slow the ball down, vary her pace. I think Gandhi Jafta's really darting it in, and it's just allowing Tunnicliffe to guide it where she pleases, and the pace just takes over. So I think maybe that's a conversation that should be had with the Titans bowlers, is to maybe bowl one of those or two of those that really floats up. Sweep shot again. Desperation dive there from square leg. Another boundary. 12 runs in the last 3 balls, Takalani. These Western Province ladies are on fire.
Yeah, they are really on fire indeed. David, first 6 over of the match, and they are betting at a nice run rate, or I think it should be touching 9 runs to the over at this stage. Tunnicliffe, she's really betting well here today.
Yes, she's certainly come to the fore here. 42 runs before we get started with this delivery, and it's just off 28 deliveries. Buerta gives herself some room. Played this one through the offside, but only finds Titans captain Robin Searle, who's really tight in there on the offside, almost at a catching cover position. Big hoof at that one, and she's bowled it clean through the gate. Had a waft at that one, did Gemma Buerta. And finally, the Titans have the breakthrough they wanted. One too many times, you might suspect.
Yeah, one too many times indeed, more especially to Paulina Mashishi, who varies her pace so well. And it's shown here when Gemma Buerta missed that one completely. And the stumps were rattled, and the Titans got their first wicket. Gemma Buerta is out for 20 runs from 16 deliveries, and she scored 2 fours and 1 6.
Yesterday we saw Babette Telera leading from the front for the Western Province women. She's not in the top 3 today, likely to fall down the order and perhaps come in at 5 or 6 or possibly even 7. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Andre Steyn yesterday had a howler as she was given out very cheaply. Golden duck, well, a duck yesterday. I'm not sure if it was a golden duck, but certainly a duck yesterday. And she'll want to, like Tunnicliffe, make amends for her game yesterday.
Yeah, key batters in the Western Province side. They have to prove their worth today. Tunnicliffe has done that already. She's sitting at 42 runs, a nice opening partnership with Gemma Buerta, and now Andre Steyn, Jonah in the crease.
Yeah, these two batters. Tunnicliffe was the one who got the first ball duck yesterday. Andre Steyn out for 0 of 5 deliveries. She was given out bowled after she let one go through, and it clipped the top of off stump off of the bowling off of Mona Lisa Lechodi. Mashishi just eyeing things up. Ringfield barring 2 out on the leg side. Just a real slice there to get one there. Kutsa does the clean-up job as she comes from point to get things done at the short third man region. Change in the field for Tunnicliffe. They throw the mid on rather back to long on, and mid off heading out to long off. So really knowing that the skill of Tunnicliffe means that she's able to access those parts of the ground as well as square on the leg side. Gave herself some room, and that's exactly where it's gone to long off. So she'll rotate the strike nicely here. The key, Takalani, will be whether or not this Western Province pair can continue the carnage with which they began.
Yeah, and the big question is, what can Robin Searle do if they continue? She doesn't have Masawata class today, who's been playing well for them in the T20 format of the game, and she's got the spinners, Gandhi Jafta and Paulina Mashishi, who have to do business for her, considering that Kaylee Tapp has bowled 3 overs already, Lechodi has bowled 2, so the spinners, Rosia Kutsie, Mashishi, and Gandhi Jafta has to do the business for Robin Searle today.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a stern conversation going on here with Gandhi Jafta, captain most likely saying to her, look to vary your pace here, because if you keep bowling those darting deliveries, you're going to disappear. You're just allowing these batters to free their arms and guide it. I think the concern for me, Takalani, as we see a deep backward square, power corner, long on and long off, is that there's nobody in that third man region, and all that Tunnicliffe has to do, and we've seen it already, is guide it.
Yeah.
She tried to do that again because there's a backward point and a 45 in the ring, and other than that, there's a massive gap there, and all she needs to do is open the blade and that will run away. This one she pulls across the line to that fielder at long on, Kelly Tapp. All
Yeah.
too happy to snatch that one.
Yeah, Robin Celia protecting the big shots. But let's see if Tunnicliffe got that kind of manipulation of field shots where she can just guide it to third man for maybe a 2 or maybe even a boundary.
Just assessing the field, understanding before she faces. Much better length, and that's exactly where it's gone. That third man region, very, very fine. They're going to run hard here and hopefully collect 3 if it doesn't go for a boundary. And they will think about a third. They won't get it, but applause from the Titans team here as they limited to 2. But it's exactly what we've said was going to be forthcoming. And with the ball not turning as much on a deck like this, when you are bowling as quick as you are, it tends to skid on, and that's where your variation in pace is going to help, because trying to turn it prodigiously might not work out the way you want. Change in the field. The mid wicket that was in the ring now goes to a cover position. Cover goes to point, and point goes to a third man in the ring. Just tucks into that vacant region there. So really just toying with the Titans players here, really making them get their step count in for today, Takalani.
Yeah, this time it's Andre Steyn. She's on 3 at this moment and toying with Gandhi Jafta here. She's got for 17 runs already in just 1.4 overs. That's really, really, really difficult for her at this stage.
Hit with some prodigious power that races to the right hand of mid on, or long on rather. Kaylee Tapp can only just retrieve it. It's another boundary, and boy oh boy are these girls on a tear. That takes Tunnicliffe to 48.
Yeah, Tunnicliffe on the charge once again. This time through mid wicket, and it goes to the boundary for 4. And Gandhi Jafta, it's in trouble here, and they are moving a fielder on the offside to protect the deep mid wicket region. And we spoke about Robin Sale's idea here is to protect the big shots from Fire Tunnicliffe.
That's pulled away onto the onside. She'll just jog through for the one, happy to sit at the other end, retain the strike, and that'll end 9 for us. 77 for 1 after 9. Tunnicliffe on 49, Steyn on 4 in this partnership, now worth 11.
Yeah, good batting here by the Western Province Fire Tunnicliffe. Just 1 run now shy away from a half century, and she's got Andre Steyn, who's looking just to rotate the strike, and I think she's doing it right. Fire Tunnicliffe, it's seeing it like a soccer ball at this stage. Give her the strike, let her score bulk of the runs, and what she can do, Andre Steyn, just to score a single here, a 2 here, and a boundary when opportunity presents itself.
The frustration that we had yesterday on comms was the Western Province ladies weren't putting pressure on the new Titans batters, and that's exactly what the Titans are doing today. You just let a player off when they come to the wicket and immediately fielders are out. You almost want to have a ring field and maybe 1 out for the new batter. But that single brings up the 50 for Faye Tunnicliffe. She's batted really well today. Got a golden duck yesterday, and today found her rhythm with bat in hand.
Yeah, Fire Tunnicliffe, 50 runs from 34 deliveries. She scored 10 fours. She didn't score a 6 yet, and she's scoring at a run rate of 148. Strike rate, rather, 148 at this stage. This is good going by Fire Tunnicliffe.
Right into the back hole there, and Andre Steyn's not able to squeeze that one. But I think that's something that you cannot do to me. You've got 4 fielders out for a brand new batter. I'd rather have 1 or 2 in and force it to go over the top, create the risk. Down the wicket she comes, and it'll be on the bounce to the long on fielder, so she's able to get to the other end.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. If you've got Fire Tunnicliffe scoring runs like this, you have to put pressure on Andre Steyn to struggle to get off the mark or score any runs. And the Titans at this stage,
Gives herself some room there. Possibility of a half chance for Mashishi to collect it, but she kind of pulled a hand out the way for a bit of self-preservation there. But at the moment, it's all too comfortable for these Western Province ladies. 8.3 to the over, and they're just scoring singles with casualty. Again, that vacant third man region is their own undoing, as this one is guided comfortably, well educated outside edge as Kutza does the field and they come back for two.
Yeah, easy too. There we spoke about manipulating the fielding positions, and the Western Province fight Tony Cliff and Andre Stein. Yeah, they are really not letting the bowlers settle. If they're not scoring boundaries, they are taking easy single and easy twos.
Comes across the line, sweeps it's high in there. There's a player out there and she's got it. Breakthrough for the Titans. Right idea. She came all the way across her stumps to try and help it on its way. And the fielder was just lurking like a viper there. End of 10. And it'll be 82 for 2. Glorious bit of fight back here from the Titans, ladies. Wow, oh wow.
Yeah, last ball of the over. Deep mid wicket, Amogelang Mapangula makes that one look so easy at the end, and the Western Province lost their second wicket.
Change of batters and change of commentary as Takalani makes way for Jenna. Feisty we are with our changes here to make sure that you are given fresh voices. Babette Leda, leading run scorer in yesterday's game by some distance, and perhaps the necessary selection for her to come to the wicket at this point. They were really flying were the Western Province ladies, but 2 wickets here has perhaps shifted the momentum in the direction of Titans, maybe slightly Western Province ahead. Jenna.
Yeah, I do think Western Province is ahead at the moment. However, I was sitting outside in my 5 over break, and the energy from the Titans felt really nervous and tense out in the middle. And then that first wicket of Gemma Buerta, Paulina Mashishi, that wicket that was bowled, kind of calmed the Titans down. And it felt like everyone just took a deep breath in and out and reset their focus. And yes, they were still able to get the runs and get easy singles, but the energy out in the field definitely calmed down. And I don't think that this second wicket will do any harm to the good energy levels out there for the Titans.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial here for Tunnicliffe to really just continue with her momentum. And as we see a change of bowling, Kutsa will begin her leg spin, replacing Gandhi Jafta from the West Lane end. Oh, she's dragged that one down. It's high in there, but it'll go way over Kaylee Tapp's head. 1 bounce and 4.
Yeah, wonderful shot there from Tunnicliffe. Just too short there from Risha Kutsa. We saw her tossing the ball up, getting nice and full yesterday. There was a couple on the odd occasion that she did drag down. Unfortunately, it's the same here today at the start of her spell.
Yeah, trying to maybe turn the ball a little bit too much, hanging on to the ball with too tight of a grip. And all the Tap could do was just watch it float over her head. Just lucky to get away with that one. I thought for a moment umpire Sadler would have given that a wide. Well, no, it's Adele Lowe who's at the West Lane end this afternoon.
Yeah, a little bit of turn on show there for Risha Kutsa,
Sure.
especially when she's pitching it up a little bit more.
Yeah, much better delivery there. Carved away, but she's got comfortable protection out there. And I wonder why Andre Steyn felt the need to accelerate or play such an attacking stroke when Tunnicliffe wasn't having any trouble at all.
Yeah, it didn't seem like she needed to be the aggressor in that partnership, and we'll definitely see how De Leerde goes about playing her role, especially while she's in the middle with Tunnicliffe.
Chipped up, but over the fielder just there at the catching cover. And they'll get through nicely for the single there. 8.3 is the run rate. They really are flying.
Yeah, same field set for both batters. Cover sweeper long off cow corner and deep backward square.
Nice flight there, but it's too much on offer. What a shot across the line from Tunnicliffe, hitting against the spin, but all the confidence in the world because she's got the power behind it. Bouncing just inside the rope, and it's another 4. 1 ball to go in the 11th. It's 92 for 2.
Yeah, I think after the duck that she got yesterday, she's definitely come out with a lot of force. She's that type of person who takes her losses and moves on quickly, and she's shown that out here at Supersport Park today.
Changing the field, deep square into the ring, and they've pushed Kaylee Tapp, who's at long on, a lot wider. inside out, over extra cover, couple of bounces, and bang, it's another 4. Tunnicliffe is batting with a barn door at the moment.
Yeah, this is too good from the past SA player. She's in really good knock. We saw her score 137 the other day against the Badgers, and she's coming out in full force here. She's one of the hardest workers in the provincial game. She's in the gym and she's running and she's batting every single day as a professional cricketer, and it's really on show.
Past, I don't think you think her time is past at the
No,
national
no,
side.
definitely not. Especially if she continues batting the way she is now.
Certainly the opportunities are there for the taking. Mashishi continuing from the Henops River end. 3 fielders out, long on cow corner and deep square leg. The leader just needs to play this one into the square leg region for 1. And that's nearly what she did. She played a little bit too fine as Gandhi Jafta, who's at short 45, does the work there to keep things quiet.
Yeah, Paulina Mashishi, really good so far today in her 3.1, 13 runs and 2 wickets. Does a little dance down the wicket, Deleda, and leaving that one alone. Lachodi just runs past that at mid-wicket and lets it go out to long on for 1. And that's what Deleda needs to do. As you were saying, Dave, just getting the one, putting Tunnicliffe on strike. She's just racing through her overs here.
Maybe trying to force an error here and just a rash shot from Tunnicliffe. She's on 64 from 40, so going at a real tick here.
Oh, she goes full again, and that length is really exciting. It's almost like a you miss I hit kind of line and length that she's bowling.
They're just squeezing that one out, Tunnicliffe. Wonder if she's considering going over the top.
It's always an option, and she tries to do that, but gets the outside edge, and that races away to the vacant third man region. And she just can't get enough today. Even when she mishits, it goes for a boundary.
Yeah, when the fortune is favoring you, it really is. Yesterday was definitely not her day, but Sunday success, as that brings up the 100 runs for the Western Province women. Coming off of 72 deliveries, 16 fours, and 1 6. What I'm liking today, though, as much as we've seen some really good batting from Western Province, is that Titans are keeping it a lot tighter in the extras column, because yesterday both teams were really struggling with that.
Yeah, it is much better to see. Oh, brilliant fielding by Searle at extra cover, taking a big dive to her right and definitely saving the run that would have put Tunnicliffe on strike for the next over. So good leadership, leading from the front and by example. And that will be the end of the 12th over, 101 for 2.
Partnership, just 19, but it's gone along at a fair tick. Tunnicliffe has really not been bothered all that much by the wickets falling. You wonder how much the Titans would rue the lost chances. That sharp chance to Mashishi, but the first one of the game, frustrating for them because that first ball wicket, 0 for 1, is very different to where they are now, and who knows where they might end up. Change of bowling from the pavilion end for the Titans. So Robin still making sure she's rotating her bowlers nicely.
Here, Tiani van der Hevel, the young right armer. She bowls a bit of in swing to the right-handed batter. Robin Silver, the captain, putting herself out on the boundary and choosing to put her senior bowler, Kaylee Tapp, in the inner ring at extra cover. If she needs to assist Van der Hevel, she is closer to her.
It was an expensive over from Kutsa, 14 from her first over, so Van den Hevel's got a lot of work on her plate here.
And she starts off well. It'll go out to square leg and almost a run out chance, well fielded by Lachodi, but a little slow to get off the mark to attack that ball.
The idea, I think, yesterday was to utilize pace as much as you could when you were coming out to bowl as the Titans, and they did that very well with their pacers getting the early breakthroughs, but the spinners did most of the damage once they kind of broke the back of this province side.
She goes wider this time. A lot of work by the fielders in the cover, but Tap does well to restrict it to just 1. And yeah, both Van der Heevel and the other bowlers like Katie Pryor, the other part-time seamers, didn't get a chance yesterday because the spinners did such a good job cleaning up the Western Province order. For slower ball and just dying as it makes contact with the wicket. Confusing De Leerde a little bit there.
De Leerde really saw the ball well yesterday. She constructed her innings with great patience, and despite the, for lack of a better description, the car wreck that was going on at the other end.
She was the light in the dark as she just turns this one out around the corner and that'll roll over the boundary at fine leg. And Van der Heevel just missing her line there completely.
Something I think we've mentioned, Takalani and myself, and maybe you can comment on it, is that the challenge that we saw yesterday for the Western Province women was that a new batter came to the wicket for the Titans and there wasn't immediate pressure. And that's exactly what we've seen from the Titans today. Because you've got a new batter at the wicket who, until now, had three runs from 5. She's just hit a 4. So she's still less than 10. Why not bring the long on, long off in the ring? Because you're giving 3 runs fine behind the bat.
She goes shorter this time, cross bat, but beautiful fielding at square leg. Mona Lisa Lafodi, big dive to the left and saves what would have for sure been a boundary.
Yeah, certainly putting her body behind that one. It was hit with quite some pace, and so it would have stung the palms a bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that they are allowing the batters a little bit of freedom when they come into the wicket. She goes over the top. There are 2 fielders, but it's straight enough. And Katie Pryor comes around and collects that. Tunnicliffe will only get 1. And that ends the over well. 13 done, 108 for 2 with Tunnicliffe on 69 and De Leerde on 8.
There's real pressure on both of these sides, and in the sense that there's youngsters who have been brought into these sides to bolster the team in the absence of the national players who are playing against Bangladesh. I believe Benoni is their game against Bangladesh today. And do you think, having a look at yesterday's 50 over game, that the youngsters have counted for themselves well, or is there still some work to be done?
Yeah, there definitely is a lot of work to be done in everybody, not just the youngsters. I do think that the senior players need to take a little bit of responsibility and make sure that they're supporting the youngsters and sharing knowledge and sharing their experience in how to come back from an error. And yes, they have done a little bit better today than they did yesterday, but there is still work to be done.
Something that I like here is that Robin Searle is not kind of just abdicating her responsibility. She's really having a good chat with the bowlers before every over. And like you said, if she feels like Kaylee Tapp is the right person to encourage Van den Heevel, then she allocates her to the correct field placement.
Lachodi from the Henops River end, but driven beautifully by Tunnicliffe between extra cover and cover, and that just is a wonderful shot for 4.
Like soft butter on a hot slice of toast. What a glorious stroke. And no one on this earth would have been able to cut that off. What a master stroke from Tunnicliffe. She's just really good through that offside.
Yeah.
As much as we do love the South African captain, Laura Volfart's cover drive, Tunnicliffe is certainly putting her hand up for a contestable cover drive.
Yeah, and with so much width on offer there from Lachodi, it was a very comfortable and free shot that she had on. Tighter this time, but too tight down the leg side and called a wide.
Tunnicliffe trying to squeeze it away fine there because she knows that Gandhi Jafta, who's at a fine leg, is very square. So she knows that if she can just get a bat on it, almost like a scoop, if you will, the runs are on offer.
Here, 4 is definitely better than the 1 wide, but the wide brings the extra delivery. And this time to that vacant square leg region. And she doesn't go fine as we might have thought she would. And she hits it hard, square of the wicket. And that's another 4 to Tunnicliffe. Her total goes to 78 and the team total 118.
Tunnicliffe is so good at getting in line with the ball. She knows exactly where she wants to hit it, when she hits it. And when she gets her body behind the ball, as she did there, just hammers it away. Bludgeoned. It was muscle. Change of action though, because Lahodi's thinking, you know what, I've been punished too many times. I'm going to come around the wicket and try go across the right-handed Tunnicliffe here.
Yeah, and much tighter this time. And the line worked for her around the wicket as it's just played straight down the wicket, just for the one, which puts the batter who's in less form today, on today's occasion, on strike. Still 3 balls left in the over.
I wonder if now would be the opportunity to bring a mid-off in the ring and really put pressure, because with Searle where she is, you can really tighten that area, which Deleda is not as skilled as hitting in that region as Tunnicliffe.
Oh, and she goes outside that off stump. There's a chance to hit it really hard because there's a big gap between extra cover and cover, but she misses it completely as the ball just moves on with the angle.
I wonder if you'd perhaps for Deleda have somebody at square leg rather than fine leg.
Yeah, and that's where that ball goes. No one had any chance at that, not even the fastest player on the field. It was hit too hard, and Kandi Jafta just collects it from the other side of the boundary rope. And that's a wonderful, hard cricket shot there by Deleda, but gifted by Lachori.
And I wonder with the lines that Lachori is bowling here, that she's aware that there's no one really besides mid wicket in the ring on the leg side. So there's a real vast open area there.
Outside the off stump, and that's the
Much
line
better.
she's been
Yeah.
successful, especially to Deleda. She needs to keep it there. If she comes back to finish her spell, that's the end of the 14th over. 1, 2, 3 for 2.
And I'm looking at the field positioning. You've got a point who's just behind point, and you've got a short third / gully fielder. That's exactly the delivery you've got to be bowling. You've got to be pushing it across the right-hander, especially you're coming wide. Force her further across her stumps because she doesn't feel comfortable with that one. You'll note that that last delivery, you've got Deleda, who's so far over the off stump mark that she genuinely is reaching for that one. Make her work for her runs. Fun here from the pavilion end, the West Lane end.
Or pulls the length back, and it's a square of the wicket. Simone Lawrence puts on a chase from cover sweeper, but is unsuccessful. And that's another 4 to Tunnicliffe. That's where total goes up to 83.
And it's always difficult as a captain when you're on the field. I mean, it's easier for us as we sit in an air-conditioned box here to make the decisions from up on high, but it's always also difficult if your players aren't executing the plan that you need for the field. So you end up looking like you're not quite sure where you're going, what you're doing, because you're changing your field every ball.
Yeah, that is the challenge, but this is a well bowled, a good comeback after that boundary delivery, as it's just squeezed out into the offside to Kaylee Tapp at extra cover. And I think with Robin Searle putting herself out on the boundary, it does put a little bit of kind of, it's difficult to set the field and have a look at the angles while she's out in the deep. But too short and straight and just played around the corner by Tunnicliffe. It seems too easy.
Yeah, and immediately Tapp has walked over to Van den Heevel to have a word, as is Robin Searle. There's a large discussion about utilizing the sweepers that you have. If you want those sweepers, you've got to bowl the delivery that gets you keeping them to ones at most two. But unfortunately, if you're just going to drag it down the leg side, and we know that Van den Heevel is better than this, but it's just those small fixes that you need to make sure your wrist is strong and you're right behind the ball.
And perhaps a little bit of inexperience as well, because she bowls a ball that is a dot in her previous over as well, and then the next one strays down the leg side and goes for a boundary. So she's got to make sure she's consistently bowling a good line and not to do anything too exciting or change too much when she bowls a dot ball.
And that's the inclination of younger players. They bowl a good ball and think, yes, now's my opportunity to get a wicket. But the senior players will know that you've got to bowl multiple good balls to earn that magic delivery.
Yeah, cricket is a game of patience, and Faye Tunnicliffe has been so good, taking the bad balls on and making sure the good balls go for singles, and she's done just that.
The local DJ announces the 50 partnership for these two. They've really gone at a flyer, and it's all mainly due to Tunnicliffe.
Oh, and she goes full and straight. Deleta trying to do something too fancy and just crashing into the stumps there. And that's a good comeback from Van der Heevel.
She'll breathe a sigh of relief as that one brings the third wicket for the Western Province ladies. And I wonder why that shot? Why that shot when Tunnicliffe has done so well? I asked the question when the previous wicket fell, and I'll leave you in the capable hands of Takalani Netshiava and Jenna Searle.
Yeah, it did seem a little bit unnecessary. Both Deleda and Steyn trying to do something out of the ordinary to get runs that they didn't necessarily need to get. Would rather put the inform in Nick batter Faye Tunnicliffe on strike for the new over, but trying to take it on and trying to play a risky shot did not pay off, and it sees the third wicket fall 132 for 3 after 15, with Tunnicliffe, the opening batter of the Western Province team, still standing on 88.
Yeah, thank you, David. Thank you, Jenna. We are really watching a batting masterclass here by Fanny Tunnicliffe today.
Yeah, she really is seeing the ball really large. Kaylee Tapp replacing Lechodi from, stand corrected, Gandhi Jafta with her off spin from the Henops River end. She's changing ends from the side she's been bowling. She bowled her first spell from. It's her cap to umpire Yuri Sadler.
Yeah, Gandhi Jafta went for 18 runs from her first 2 overs. Let's see if she will be able to come back strongly. And I think this is the change of ends from her also. Am I correct, Jenna?
Yeah, it is. Cow corner out, long on, long off, and cover sweeper square leg has come into the ring. To Tunnicliffe, it's outside the off stump, but brilliant hands there from Macheke. She collects that one off the top edge of Tunnicliffe. After looking to keep it tight here towards the back end of the innings, but gets it too short. There's a dive from Mashishi at mid-wicket, but Lawrence out at cow corner collects that and only gives one. Now it's going to be interesting to see here how the field changes for Kelsey Adams, who's the new batter at the crease. She was one of the 3 batters who got a duck yesterday, and they're choosing to keep this defensive field out for the new batter. Which for me is slightly disappointing. They're keeping cow corner long on, long off, cover sweeper. No one in a attacking, restricting position in the inner ring. And that's well bowled. I suppose if you're going to do the fielding of your own bowling and get the dot ball, then by all means go for it. Gandhi Jafta, 2 dots in her 3 balls so far. She's looking for the next one, but it's left alone by mid-wicket, goes out to long on for 1, which puts Faye Tunnicliffe back on strike.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you need to have some fielders in catching position, more especially when you've got a new batter in. You've got Faye Tunnicliffe also.
Or she goes wide and it's cut hard, but that long barrier of Risha Kutsa at point, just like a brick wall behind it.
That was well stopped. I think that was hit hard.
It was.
Yeah, should have been a boundary there. But well stopped there by Risia Kutsia.
Fastball in the over, nice and tight into the right-hander. Pauline Mashishi a chance at a run out, but she fumbles it, and the batters get through for that single in the end. Faye Tunnicliffe on strike for the new over, and Van der Heevel will continue from the West Lane end. She hasn't been too bad in her 2 overs, that 1 wicket for 17 runs.
Yeah, the Titans missing the quality of Masabata class. and Elizma Maxine are bowling. And then bowlers like Gandhi Jafta and Tiani van der Helvel have to step in and do the job. We saw Paulina Mashishi getting some wickets, bowling well with their variation. And that's what you expect from a bowler like Gandhi Jafta. She struggled in her first 2 overs, but this time around, third over, she come back strongly.
Yeah, it was a much better comeback there from Gandhi Jafta, and hopefully Van der Heevel can do the same. She'll be looking for dot balls, and there's a miss hit there from Tunnicliffe. So it just goes out to mid wicket, and that's a good start for the youngster. There was just a message out on the scoreboard on the big screen, just thanking all the supporters out here today. This is the first time that tickets have been sold for domestic female cricket in this country, and it's really exciting to be part of it. As a really wonderful show of cricket out here, especially by Faye Tunnicliffe, the opening batter of Western Provinces. She just plays this hard to cover sweeper for one.
Yeah, we have watched some top quality cricket already in this innings. We saw the bowling of Kaylee Tapp, Mona Lisa Lehodi, the two opening bowlers for the Titans, and the quality batting, Gemma Bota and Fire Tunnicliffe doing the business for the Western Province.
Kelsey Adams facing her third ball, and it's just wide outside the offside, and a little bit of a fumble by Macheke, who has the gloves on for the Titans today. She was part of the SA emerging setup as part of 6 or 5. One was abandoned due to rain in Zimbabwe last weekend. So she did not keep against the Dolphins. Simone Lawrence had the gloves, but it's good to have her back. Hit hard through the covers, and that'll bisect sweeper and mid off. And Kelsey Adams finding the gap. That's a 4 to her name, and her total goes up to 5. 141 for 3, and still 3.3 overs to go in these 20.
Yeah, what a shot there, Kesley Adams. Kind of a flat batted shot, really. Just throw the bat onto that one, and it's a beautiful boundary indeed for the Western Province, and they move to 141.
Yeah, Van der Heevel just too wide, too short and too wide on that boundary, just giving Adams too much space to free the hands and to pick where she wanted to hit it. And Van der Heevel unable to come back successfully after that boundary with another wide. And, she needs a little bit of advice and talking to there from her senior bowler, Kaylee Tapp. Oh, but she comes back beautifully. That top of fourth, fifth stump line, does the fielding of her own bowling and earns herself a dot.
Yeah, that's what cricket is all about. It's all about coming back strongly. Tiani van der Helvel did exactly that day. The youngster, after conceding a boundary, and like you said, Kaylee Tapp did have a chat with her just before she delivered that.
Oh, and this one way too wide off the pitch, and it's called a no ball. This is not looking good for the youngster Van der Heevel. And Kelsey Adams, facing just her 5th delivery, will have a free hit.
Again, Kaylee Tapp will have a chat with the youngster there in terms of the line and length. She should be able to bowl, not feel any pressure at all. Just do what she normally does. She's a very good bowler, and we know Kesley Adams play a beautiful shot through covers, but she shouldn't be under pressure because of that shot that Kesley Adams played.
Right, free hit delivery, Van der Heevel to Adams. Oh, it's straighter, and Adams just lifting her head there too much, trying to go over cow corner, but missing it completely, and the ball crashes into the pads. A better delivery there from Van der Heevel. However, had Adams made contact with ball and bat there, that would have gone far because the swing was quite hard. Oh, better there by Van der Heevel. Tighter onto that off stump line, and just played out a 4-1 to the skipper at long on, and that's the end of the 17th. 144 for 3. Tunnicliffe just 9 short of her century, and Adams on 6's partnership up to 12. They'll be looking to see this one through all the way for the next 3 overs. Gandhi Jafta to continue from the Henops River end.
Yeah, big over there from Tunnicliffe. 10 deliveries in that over, Jenna, from from Van der Helver rather, and Gandhi Jafta to continue from Henops River end. That will be her last over of the innings, and she's gone for 26 in her first 3 overs.
Adams dances down the wicket, hits it up and hard, and just too straight and not hard enough as it just bounces in line with the markers, part of the inner ring, and the two fielders out in the deep, unable to sprint in fast enough to get hands underneath that. Tunnicliffe goes hard into the covers, but Mapangula is a wonderful cricket player, quick to the ball, and allows just one from that. Yesterday, she was unbelievable in the field. She had some brilliant stops out on the boundary, and she's definitely a wonderful talent up and coming through the pipeline. Played soft hands, looking for that one in the ring, but Risha Kutsa on her toes, coming off the inner circle quite quickly to prevent that single from happening. 3 balls left in this 18th over. Jafta was keeping it quiet, but double step, and that's hit really hard and well, bounces onto the grass embankment, and that's a maximum for Kelsey Adams.
Yeah, we spoke about the quality of 6 hitting we are seeing now. Another one from Kesley Adams through mid wicket, and Gandhi Jafta there. I think that was like a drag down, and Kesley Adams, she's a powerful hitter of a cricket ball, and any opportunity like that, she will really capitalize and hit to the boundaries.
She just used her feet really nicely to get under that one. And this time gives herself room and plays it hard into the covers. Risha Kutsa from point does really quick work, big dive to her right and saves what could potentially have been a double. They just get through for one as she did find herself on the floor and unable to get the ball in quickly. Tunnicliffe goes across the line, but Simone Lawrence out in the deep collects that 4-1. Tunnicliffe really harvesting the strike nicely there. She knew she just needed to get to the other end. However, Kelsey Adams is doing well, so she won't be afraid not to have strike. The end of the 18th, 2 overs left in these 20, 154 for 3.
Yeah, good batting by Kesley Adams. If she doesn't score a boundary, she's able to rotate the strike and give Tunnicliffe the strike. I mean, she's on 93, seeing it like a basketball. She can hit a long ball as well. And with 154 now, Jenna, for 3, I think 150 might have been a pass score on this pitch. If they can get to that 170 mark, it will be a very good score, yeah.
Yeah, definitely one of the bigger totals in this CSA Women's Professional T20 League. Van der Hevel to continue from the West Lane end. Oh, it's hit hard. It goes up. Mashishi under the ball, but not far enough. And that is a big Faye Tunnicliffe. 6 over long on.
She moved to 99 with that 6. 1 run away from a century. It's Fire Tunnicliffe long on there. Mashishi. Maybe she was looking to take a catch, but it was hit long and hard, and it sailed over her head for a 6.
Yeah, long way overhead. And Faye Tunnicliffe just doing some gardening on the pitch there. She is known for taking her time and gardening, making sure that wherever the ball lands in front of her, that it comes through cleanly. She'll be looking to get this one, which will take her to her century. Van der Hevel goes wider, but with Tunnicliffe's long arms moving a little bit over to the offside, it's given as a dot as it goes through to Macheke. Good comeback here from Van der Hevel. We have seen her push the ball quite wide in the previous over. Oh, and she goes tighter. Kaylee Tapp puts a big dive to the right, but gets the fumble, and Faye Tunnicliffe jumps in elation. That's her century, lifting the helmet and the bat up in a big celebration. Thanks her teammates in the dugout. A big hug from Kelsey Adams, and that's wonderful for Faye Tunnicliffe. She has looked unbeatable today. She's, I think, in some of the best form of her life, as she scored 137 a couple weekends ago in the 50 over competition, and another century to her name here, this time in the T20, which I think is an even bigger achievement.
Yeah, Fire Tunnicliffe, she scored a beautiful 100 indeed from 65 deliveries.
And Van der Heevel crashes into the stumps of Kelsey Adams. Adams just trying to go across the line, but Van der Heevel not straying from that straighter line. The ball just swinging in, late movement in towards the right-hander, and Adams had no chance on the cross bat there. And that's another one for Van der Heevel. 161 for 4. Just 8 balls left in this innings.
Yeah, good comeback from Tiani van der Hovel. She went for 18 runs in her first 2 overs. This time around, she managed to pick up a wicket of Kesley Adams for 14 from 11 deliveries, and she scored 1-6 and 1-4, and her strike rate is 127, and the Western Province now 161 for 4 after 18.4 overs.
Yeah, I definitely think that 170 mark is still on the cards. I think the key for Western Province is that Faye Tunnicliffe is still out in the middle. She is joined by Yandiswa Mangele.
Yeah, Fire Tunnicliffe, what an innings. She opened the batting with Gemma Potter, and she's continuing to do well here. A beautiful century indeed. And I think she's the one who can make the Western Province reach that 170 mark that me and you have been talking about.
2 balls left in the over. Van der Heevel to the new batter and played down the wicket, but a good piece of fielding by her own bowling. And Van der Heevel will be very pleased with that. Yandiswa Mangele struggled to get off strike a little bit yesterday against the bowling of Mona Lisa Lachodi, but looks to come out hard today as she played that one straight back to the bowler. She goes hard again, and foot is chucked out there by Van der Heevel, and a bit of a soccer move, but it worked in the end. She only conceded 1 run off the last ball of the over, which will put Mangele on strike for the first ball of the final over of this first Titans bowling innings.
Yeah, good comeback from Tiani van der Hovel. She has bowled 4 overs for 34 runs, and at an economy of 8.5 overs, she never get any maiden over in her spell, but she managed to pick up 2 wickets.
Yeah, she did well. She bowled really nicely, I think, in that last over of her spell, hitting really good areas. Besides the 6, that was a good ball, but an even better cricket shot by Tunnicliffe. Yeah, decent there, kind of you miss, I hit type of mentality, which she did for the wicket of Kelsey Adams. The experienced bowler Kaylee Tapp to bowl the last over of the innings, changing ends after her first spell from the West Lane end. She's in to Mangele. Soft hands back to the bowler. There's a shy at the bowler's end, misses completely, and they're looking for the second run, but Faye Tunnicliffe decides against it so that she can keep strike.
I think if she could have hit the stumps there, I think she could have been gone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Mangele's bat was nowhere near being grounded. Yeah, a little bit slow there from Kaylee Tapp, picking up, turning around, and having a throw. Unlucky for not hitting. Tunnicliffe goes hard and straight, and that's over the boundary rope. That is even better than the previous one because it's as straight as it gets. Faye Tunnicliffe, nothing is too difficult for her today.
Yeah, 36 of the innings so far from the Western Province. Fire Tunnicliffe once again scoring a beautiful 6. And she moved to 106 runs, and the Titans, the Western Province, are now 169 for 4.
Yeah, Faye Tunnicliffe just showing that while Kaylee Tapp is experienced, the form and nick that she is in today exceeds that experience. Pulls it back a little bit. She goes up, but long on collects that off one bounce, and she'll get through just for one. She was looking for another 6, but was unable to pick her gap successfully there. Interesting here that fine leg and third man are in the ring. Point extra cover square leg, and then the four fielders out straighter on the boundary. Would perhaps put a mid wicket in for Mangele so that easy single wasn't an option. But she goes straight and hard down the ground, and she'll get one out to long on, and that's all she needs to do here. Is 2 balls left in the over. As long as Faye Tunnicliffe is on strike, the Titans are in a good position. The Western Province is in a good position.
Yeah, this good batting from Mangele, understanding the situation of the match. Fire Tunnicliffe is in good nick. Let her face most of the strike.
Or she goes fuller, and Tunnicliffe will just get one. That will end her innings. Still 1 ball left in it, but Mangele will be facing. And Kaylee Tapp won't be too disappointed with that single, as it will allow her to bowl to the less experienced batter.
Yeah, 10 runs so far has been considered by Kaylee Tapp. Last delivery of the match.
Oh, Mangele goes hard and gets a top edge, and that will sail over Point's head. And yeah, she just flashed hands and tried to hit it really hard, and it worked out for her. Maybe not where she wanted the ball to go in the end, but she got as many as she could for it. That's the end of the Western Province batting innings. The Titans have a mammoth task ahead of them, 177 to win. And Western Province losing just 4 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Faye Tunnicliffe being the star of the show today. That was a batting masterclass from her, taking her opportunities, playing the good balls, rotating the strike, and of course making sure that the bad balls went for as many as possible.
Yeah, it was a good innings by Fire Tunnicliffe. Nothing much to read from the other batters, but Gemma Botta managed to play well in the opening partnership. She managed to get 20 from 17 deliveries. Fire Tunnicliffe 108 at the end from 68 delivery. Andre Strain didn't last long. She only got 7 from 8 deliveries. And Babette Deliere, she managed to score 12 from 11 deliveries. Kesley Adams, she managed to hit a beautiful 6 through the mid-wicket region, but she was out for 14 from 12 deliveries. And Yandiswa Mangele, the last wicket partnership with Fire Tunnicliffe, she managed to get 7 from 5 deliveries. And the Western Province, 176 for 4 after 20 overs. And the Titans will be looking for 177 runs to win the match.
Yeah, we will have a bit of a break in commentary now as the teams get ready for the second innings. Catch us again in about 10 minutes as we bring you live commentary on the CSA YouTube channel of this record-breaking, first time ever history-making game at Supersport Park. The first time ever that tickets are being sold for senior provincial women's cricket. There are a lot of people out here at Supersport Park enjoying the sun. The children are enjoying the freedom of playing cricket on the grass embankment, and the energy and vibe out here at Supersport Park is incredible. So join us again in a couple of minutes as we bring the second innings.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Supersport Park, where we're bringing you live coverage of the CSA Women's Professional T20 League as the Titans take on the Western Province Women. And it's been a masterclass of batting so far today, where Western Province won the toss and elected to bat first. They put up a total of 177 in their allotted 20 overs, with Faye Tunnicliffe being the star of the show. My name is Jenna Saw, and I'm joined by David Midgley. Hi, David.
Hi, Jenna. It's an absolute privilege to be with you once again as we bring you CSA Women's T20 action live from the home of Titans Cricket, Supersport Park. Fidelity Titans were put to the sword today, and it was in chief due to the Excalibur, you could say she extracted Excalibur from the stone, because yesterday she scored a first ball duck, did Faye Tunnicliffe, and today once again finding that 100 mark. So a magnificent innings for her, but it will be all eyes on the Fidelity Titans ladies as the Western Province women will try and keep them quiet. And I wonder what their plan of action will be. It's 177 to win, and Leah Jones will open the bowling. She'll put to Robin Searle for the first ball of this innings.
Captain to Captain still goes on her knee. There's a big appeal for LBW, but umpire Yuri Sadler not being swayed there by Leah Jones' entertaining appeal.
First ball of each innings has provided some drama to us, at least, because you'll remember, if you have been with us, the first ball of the Western Province innings was a dropped catch, and how different the game could have been if that catch was taken. And in this instance, struck in front, and I'm surprised that umpire Sadler's not given it.
Yeah, it's strange from Robin Searle to go across the line like that. As she shows her class, just playing the line of the ball here on the second delivery of the day, just outside the off stump, playing it out to third man. And interesting that she decided to drop onto that front, onto the back knee and try and play across the line. However, there is no cow corner, no square leg, just a fine leg out on the boundary on the leg side.
And you spoke about class. I wonder how much they'll miss class with her skill in this competition, meaning that she was the leading run scorer before her departure to the national side.
Wrapping the pads of Catherine Pryor, Yuri Sadler saying that it's going down the leg side, and Leah Jones not happy at all with that decision.
Some Western Province fans that are watching from the mother city, no doubt muttering under their breath that he's still got his safety on his pistol there. So 2 shots from Leah Jones in this first over, and she's making sure that she has an impact immediately in this game. She struggled quite a lot yesterday as a skipper and as a leader for this team, and now it's an opportunity to make her mark early on.
Catherine Pryor going hard with a straight bat almost across the line, but to the hands of Kayla Reinecker, who covers some ground to collect that one. They get through for one. She gets off the mark, rotating the strike nicely so far in these first 4 balls of the day.
9 runs required to the over. What do you think is the plan here?
Yeah, look, I think they need to settle themselves first, rotate the strike, get bat on ball, and they can move from there. As these 2 batters were the 2. There's a little bit of miscommunication out in the middle. There's a shy at the bowler's end, and had that been a direct hit, Robin Searle would have seen the end of her innings today. She didn't really sprint too hard to get to the other end.
Perhaps gambling on the stumps not being disturbed, because there was nobody behind to back it up. And you might think that Leah Jones should have been the one to charge back and try and get behind, but it's all very chaotic. Change in the field, fine leg coming up into the ring, as well as fine leg and third man coming in the ring. And the fielder that was at a gully position is going to mid wicket with cow corner and long on set for the boundary.
Yeah, we're seeing Leah Jones do exactly what she did yesterday, protect the last ball of the over. As she goes to Catherine Pryor, who gives herself a little bit of room and plays this out to the leg side. They're looking for the second. Catherine Pryor is keen, but Robin Searle sends her back. A good throw from the deep there by Gemma Buerta. And that's the end of the first over from it.
Some lusty blows in that innings from Faye Tunnicliffe. We saw some magical shots over the boundary. And in particular, I think of a straight shot she played was a a long on. Well, the long on was there, but all she could do at long on was watch the ball sail over her head, a glorious on drive in the air. So Titans are going to require themselves to score at least a boundary and over here, and the moment they allow this game to drift away for even 3 overs, they will be trying to chase a mailman like a Jack Russell would, because this run rate required is going to sprint away from them. So from the first over, just those 4 runs, the Western Province women will definitely be happy as that required run rate tips over that 9 once again.
In the capable hands of Tatum LaRue, as she's back into the starting 11 after being left out of the 50 over game yesterday, and she starts off with a wide, a big dive to her left as Deleda has to stretch quite far to collect that one.
Yeah, throwing in an appeal there, perhaps to persuade the umpire to signal otherwise, but umpire, low experienced as she is, not swayed as easily. Ringfield, barring fine leg and third man.
Catherine Pryor just finding the outside edge there, playing it out to third man. She's looking very busy at the crease. She's moving her feet. She's triggering into different positions. We saw her trigger outside the leg stump on the last ball of Leah Jones' first over, and then clipped it out to the leg side, and this time triggering onto off stump. So she is looking very busy, and she's an exciting player to watch. She scored in the 70s yesterday, had a decent strike rate.
Yeah, both of these two coming right with the bat, but it's a new day.
Yeah, Faye Tunnicliffe showed us just that, and Robin Silk cuts this past the left-hand side of Point Mangele, and that'll earn the boundary to the over that you spoke about a little bit earlier, Dave, and that's much needed for the Titans.
Absolutely, they've got to continue this vein as suddenly the rate achieved jumps up to 7.5 from 5.1, and that's the difference that a boundary can make. They're having quite serious conversations, Leah Jones and Faye Tunnicliffe, perhaps trying to seek out what the real ideal line and length to bowl to these two are, because they are just so good with bat in hand. And yesterday we saw that they really put the Western Province bowlers to the sword, not without opportunities, but it's what you do with those opportunities that makes the difference.
Yeah, it is all about opportunities as Robin Saul just guides this straight to Andre Steyn at Gully. And I like this opportunity with the two senior players, Faye Tunnicliffe and Andre Steyn, on the field. Yesterday, it didn't seem like they were helping their captain, Leah Jones, much at all. And after the 4 that Robin Saul hit a ball ago, both those players were communicating with Jones. That is a bit better. Robinson tries to cut this away, but well fielded by Point. And Robinson having to ride her bicycle a little bit faster to make it home in time, but no direct hit there. She got home safely.
Once again, you don't have a bowler at the stumps, and I think that can make the difference. It really puts a batter under pressure to think again if you know that they've got the stumps covered.
Pryor tries to go across the line and it slams into the pads of Katie Pryor, but the third shot going unsuccessfully to the Western Province bowlers.
I wonder if the umpires actually put bullets in their pistols this morning, because it almost looks like she's not interested at all, and neither is Yuri Sadler. So Del Lowe and Yuri Sadler yet to give anything out in favor of the Western Province ladies, but the home side will certainly breathe a sigh of relief.
Pryor trying to go hard, finds the inside half of the bat, and this just doubles out into the leg side. They'll come through for a 1 on the last ball of the second over. 12 runs to the Titans. Robinson and 7. Catherine Pryor on 4 for no loss.
Required rate creeping up ever so slightly again, 9.2. And what do you think the conversation would have been before they walked out to bat between these two?
Yeah, definitely that they want to bat through the innings. There are explosive batters sitting in the dugout at the moment. So if these two can set a platform and go at more than a runner ball at least for the first couple of overs, then that gives a nice base for those more striking, freer players to come in and score the runs later on in the innings.
Yeah, as a Western Province captain, Leah Jones, you've got to think that if you take two quick wickets here, you
Yeah.
will be in the game. Without class, this game could shift quickly.
Definitely, as Pryor goes hard, and that's a drop at mid-off. Tatum LaRue will be disappointed with that, as it was straight to her at chest height. She turned the fingers up and just crashed into the chest and bobbled out the hands.
Yeah, the opportunities, we speak about them so often being taken, and now they each have one, do these teams. A simple catch, regulation one. The first ball of the previous innings, first ball of the game was what you would consider a fairly easy catch, and this one just as.
Yeah, that one was a little bit soft there from Pryor, and she goes with soft hands here out into the offside, and that's really good awareness because the fielders on the cover side in the cover region are quite deep and sitting on the ring. So that option for going with soft hands, trying to get the single rotator strike in the ring was a good one.
Yeah, if you can keep within 6 runs to the over, I think you'll feel confident that you could get there in the in the back stage or the back end of this innings. But you have to rotate the strike if you're not getting boundaries.
So hits this, and it's identical to the previous boundary, and she cuts this out past Mangele at point, and that gives another four to her. The team total goes up to 17, and yeah, a boundary and over is definitely what they need to do. And with the pace bowlers of the Western Province team bowling too short and too wide, it's almost that cut shot seems too easy for Robin Searle.
What a glorious stroke. She just opened the blade on the back foot and just lathered it through the gap there. And no fielder was able to cut that one off. I don't think anybody, barring the great Jonty Rhodes, might have been able to cut that one off.
Oh, and this one stays low, just rolling through to the international keeper, Babette de Leerde.
She might have been second guessing the opportunity to perhaps put bat to ball there in that shot because when you have somebody at a gully region or a short third, and then you've got somebody on the boundary, that risk of just taking that outside edge will play in your mind.
Played straight up, I saw, but finds Tatum LaRue at mid-off.
Yeah.
One ball left in the over, and I think that, yes, the fielding positions will be playing in these two batters' minds, and I think often going into the second innings as we see a field change, protecting the over again. Kyle Corner goes out, fine leg third man in the ring and long on out. Taking a cue from the first innings, will be looking to replicate what Faye Tunnicliffe did with the bat. Full toss and played hard across the line, and this is better from the Titans, as yesterday they were unable to collect runs off the full tosses that the Western Province bowlers bowled. But just getting one for that does Robin Searle. That's the end of the third over, 18 runs. But I do think, just to finish my thought here, David, is that yes, they need to try and get the same runs that Tunnicliffe did, but Robin Searle and Katie Pryor are not the same batter that Tunnicliffe is. And she's so good. Tunnicliffe was so good today at muscling the ball. She hit the ball really hard. Whereas both Katie Pryor and Robin Searle are more timers of the ball. They watch the ball onto the bat. They play it into the space. And they mustn't try and overhit it because they don't have the same strength and muscle behind the ball that Tunnicliffe does.
The variety of shots also comes to mind. Tunnicliffe very good down the ground as well.
Yeah, for sure. Robin Searle playing this out, tries to play that cut shot again, but Angie staying too good at gully.
She knows exactly where her strengths are and she wants to make the most of it. And so she's got to pierce that gap, but it's certainly a packed house there in that backward point region. There's three fielders, two in the ring and one out on the boundary. So even if it does beat Andre Steyn at a gully region, really, it's going to be cleaned up by third man.
Yeah, it does have to be more square. She tries to go square on this occasion, but finds Kelsey Adams, who was really good in the field yesterday, and she manages to stop this one at cover.
Yeah, you almost got to play that one later under your eyes if you're looking to play it squarer, not necessarily step to the leg side to try and give yourself some room, because if you try and force it, the risk there is that you catch the outside edge and then Stain is celebrating.
Who plays this into the leg side, but Gemma Buerta, with a lot of feistiness in her, collects that and looks to take a shot at the stump. But the bat is not even thinking of taking a single there.
What do you think is the difference to this Western Province side from yesterday? Because it's almost as if they didn't really turn up for that game.
Yeah, I think the loss was perhaps the best thing that could have happened for today's game for the Western Province team. Come back with a lot of fight, and Robin Sill goes across the line over the head of Gemma Buerta and just chips it over. They'll get one as Kayla Reinicke is quick to recover that ball. And Robin Sill looking for the boundary, but not hitting it as hard as she would have wanted.
Yeah, change in the field here as Gully disappears and mid-wicket heads out to the boundary, long on as well. Maybe looking to protect the field as Jones herself makes her way from mid-off to that mid-wicket region and finally comes in the ring and then goes a bit finer. And so 45 in the ring, long on and cow corner out on the boundary. 2 balls to come.
Catherine steps across, swings hard, and gets an outside edge past the right glove of De Leerde. And that's a lucky shot, but runs are runs, and Pryor will take that forward to her name in the team total. Race is up to 23. 1 ball left in the fourth, and yeah, Tatum LaRue will not be happy with that.
Very necessary boundary there for the Fidelity Titans. They will welcome it as if it were gold dust because the Province bowlers have really just turned up here. And perhaps the confidence that Province will have come into this game is because they haven't lost a game yet. Just that 1-0 result to their name in this T20 competition.
They are a very good T20 side, but Tatum LaRue will have to bowl that one again as umpire Adele Lowe just stretches out the arms.
You just complimented her, and then she, to remain humble, decides that, well, I'll show you that we all have our shortcomings. So unchanged field, very wide, long on here.
Down the leg side, and Katie Pryor gets something on that as it goes out to the short fine leg region. It's called leg buys, and that leg buy brings the end of the fourth over 25 for no loss, with Sill on 13 and Pryor on 9.
Yeah, I don't think Western Province will start to panic just yet. Their confidence in their bowlers thus far as De Leerde calls for the helmet because there'll be a change once again in the bowling from the Henopsrov end.
Kayla Reinicke with the ball from that end, replacing her captain Leah Jones, and she bowled a lot of loopy deliveries, quite a few full tosses yesterday, but she'll be looking to find her feet early on, perhaps with an early breakthrough.
And I wonder if those types of deliveries might find some favor here because of the necessity for the Fidelity Titans to score at a prodigious rate. Massive gap here, and I wonder if it may cause some concern between Fine Leg, who's in the ring, and Point.
Pryor goes hard. She uses her feet, but just over the head of mid-wicket. Cow corner comes around, and that's brilliant fielding. Faye Tunnicliffe on the ring, quick to the ball and gets it into the bowler. And Pryor just able to get a single there off the first ball of the fifth.
Yeah, you mentioned how quick Tunnicliffe is on the turf, but she also does a lot of hard work in the gym as well that you've mentioned.
Oh, going over the top, over the head of mid-on. Gemma Buerta not sticking hands up there. There's a dive, and the ball just bobbling out. A bit of a crash from the fielders in the deep, but Sill comes back, and they collect 3 for that.
Yeah, a little bit of huff and puff there. I don't think they communicated clearly there who was the intended intended lead there with that one. So I think communication could have been better because it could have ended in an injury. Somebody getting spiked is always a risk when you're on the ground like that. But long on now being sent back.
Square leg in the ring, and that was really well run to change the batters on the ends. Pryor looks to go in the reverse sweep, but gets a top edge and an easy catch in the end by De Leerde. Katie Pryor just trying to do something too fancy. Crashed into the stumps and then into the hands of De Leerde.
Yeah, it was the right shot, I think, because of the vacant space that I mentioned at the start of the over. But when you premeditate like that, you've got to make sure your timing is spot on because it can lead to just the calamitous end of your innings, and that's exactly what it did. Fired that one in, it popped up, and she was caught and stumped. So I think it'll be given out caught because the standing umpire had already raised his finger. So a breakthrough, a much needed breakthrough for the Western Province women. That'll bring the end of Pryor. Caught Deleda, Bold Ranica. She's gone for 10. So Macheke, the wicketkeeper, looks like she's on her way through to the middle. And she's going to have to play a vital role here for the Fidelity Titans. And somewhat of an aggressive role to allow Searle to anchor and rotate nicely.
Yeah, and she is good at playing the aggressor. In the previous T20 a couple of weekends ago here at Supersport Park against the Dolphins, she managed to get 48 of 30 balls. And she batted with Annika Bosch, who contributed 30 of 22. So if Robin Searle can play that role and Macheke can hit the ball hard and rotate as well, she's also really good at running between the wickets. So that will encourage Robin Searle to take a couple of doubles.
Long on now in the Rinkau corner and deep square out. Everybody else is in.
Macheke plays this around the corner. Robin Searle wants the single. It's a direct hit and it's given out. The bat was grounded, but Adele Lowe not hesitant at all to lift that finger up. And Robin Searle with shoulders forward, head down, has to walk slowly back to the dugout.
Yeah, she trundles away. She called for that one, immediately set off, and there was hesitancy from Macheka, but the direct hit is always going to prove valuable to a fielding side. And the Titans are really reeling now. 29 for 2, and we're not even 5 overs in. They need 148, and the required rate is 9.5. The captain will be disappointed with herself because she only has herself to blame as Gandhi Jafta will cross the boundary rope to ascend towards the center of the field.
Yeah, Robin will be really disappointed with that as she was run out yesterday as well. From a throw from the fielder at mid-off, so this time the other end of the wicket. But she will be highly disappointed in that, as it's always disappointing as a batter to get run out because it means your actual batting. There's nothing wrong with your actual batting, just the decision making in the running.
It's going to be an interesting Searle Sunday dinner conversation. A couple of chirps, I'm sure. How'd you get run out twice? Come on, man. Gandhi Jafta makes her way to the middle. And with no change in the field, we'll have to see whether or not she can take this game by the horns. But the Western Province, not the Warriors, the Western Province ladies, right on top here with 2 new batters at the wicket.
And that's played well through the covers, and it finds space in between point and cover. Mangele really quick chasing that delivery, but Gandhi Jafta and Tebogo Macheke come through for 2. 1 ball left in the over, and a well-placed shot to get herself off the mark.
Boy, it's been a dramatic over. There was a 1 and then a 3 and then a caught and a run out. It's been all drama, and then they ran 2. So a good one for Western Province despite the runs.
Playing this around the corner to a vacant square leg region that's well placed by Gandhi Jafta, as it is not a risky single as we saw earlier on in the over by Robin Searle's wicket. And we'll have a change in commentary as I will make way for Takalani.
Yeah, it's been a glorious start here from Western Province. 2 crucial wickets, the big wickets of Pryor and Searle. They didn't really get underway, did the Titans openers as they did yesterday. And as Takalani takes a seat next to me, the home side here are in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, the Fidelity Titans are in all sorts of bother, losing the key wickets of the skipper, who normally play some beautiful anchor role innings, and also Catherine Pryor, but they are in the capable hands of Gandhi Jafta and the wicket keeper Tebogo Macheke at this stage. who are equally good to take the Titans forward.
Yeah, Gandhi Jafta played an important role with the bat in that game against the DP World Lions at the TUT Oval not too many weekends ago, and she's going to need to play that role again. Just glanced out into the covers. Oh, and it'll be a free hit, the no ball. So, boy, oh boy, that's a massive error from a spinner to bowl a front foot no ball.
Yeah, something that you won't see much often when a spinner is bowling no balls. Let's see if the Titans will take advantage.
Wow, oh wow, she came down the wicket, it became a full toss, and she absolutely hammered it. 4 runs through the mid-wicket region. What a stroke. She made the most of it, and it was necessary with the run rate crawling ever so slightly higher with every delivery that produces a dot.
Yeah, 1 bounce for Gandhi Jafta, the batter there through mid-wicket region, like you said, David. And yeah, it's a beautiful shot indeed.
Packed offside field and only the 2 out on the leg side. Floated and swept hard by Gandhi Jafta. A lot of work here for the fielder out in the deep. She's done very well to throw her body and jammed a little bit as they come back for the second. Jammed her knee into that surface. You know, with the heat being what it has been over the last couple of weeks, a brief respite with some rain, but it's not been enough to soften the turf here. So it's a risk of injury for sure when a player dives on the surface and you know there's an elbow or a hand or a knee that just gets stuck in the turf. It's almost like falling on sandpaper. Much more floating in their delivery here. And they think about going for a quick one, but the awareness of the fielders to prevent them setting off for a quick single means that there's nothing offered.
Yeah, good energy from the Western Province fielding side. A lot of chatting, a lot of clapping.
Oh, that's a wayward delivery. It's wide. Jafta looking to hammer that to the left-hand side of the 45 that's in the ring, but not able to connect. But she'll take on any extras that she can get. This one is swept on the knee hard, and it beats that fielder at the short 45. It races away to the boundary, and it's another 4 for the Titans. Fidelity Titans, since Gandhi Jafta's walked to the wicket, are looking a lot more positive. They're not going into their shell. You could easily have forgiven them if they had, because of the 2 key wickets.
Yeah, she's an attacking batter, Gandhi Jafta. And Tiboho Machake as well. If she gets an opportunity, she will smash the ball to the boundary as well. So like we said earlier on, David, the Titans are in capable hands here.
Almost a carbon copy of that one, but not able to connect. And it's a risk because some of the players have tried that shot where it's almost like a switch hit, but to the traditional side. They're square on, chest on to the ball and trying to hammer it away through the leg side. Lots of width this time, outside edge, but bouncing safely before the point fielder. Dot ball to finish. 6 gone. It's 44 for 2.
Yeah, what's key here from the Titans' point of view is that they shouldn't allow the run rate to get away from them. I think if they can score in and around 7 runs to the over, I think they should be okay. Take the game deep, and then maybe from there on unleash the batters like Simone Lawrence, Amogelang Mapangula at the end, who can smash the ball really nicely, and then maybe from there look for that win.
Yeah, 12 runs from that Buerta over will assist them, no doubt, to keep within reach as we begin a new Reineke over. Top edge high, it's gone to short 45, and that's a catch. Western Province have a breakthrough, and the procession of Titus batters continues. It's unending. It's like an escalator. She just top edges it, trying to play a sweep shot. 45 in the ring, easy pouching catch, and the first ball produces the fruit.
Yeah, the wicket keeper Tiboho Machake lose a wicket for a duck from 2 deliveries. It was a top edge indeed. and Reineke got the wicket, and the Titans now are 44 for 3. We spoke about getting the game deep. I think at this stage, at 44 for 3, losing Robin Sill, Catherine Pryor, Tiboko Macheke, I guess the Titans are in a spot of bother.
Yeah, the misery continues. The key is somebody's got to take this game by the horns. And by somebody, I don't mean one individual, but a partnership has to be the key for them. That's always the conversation that coaches will have in any format of the game. Partnerships, partnerships, partnerships. It's where the games is changed. I think back to a men's one-day cup game that you and I covered together at Northwest University Oval, the Potchefstroom home of the Dragons, where Mikhail Prince was the man who, along with those who had batted with him, turned the game around because the Rocks had buried that game completely up until that point. So whether or not somebody will take on the ownership of leading this Titans side to at least back through their 20 overs, because they're at risk of not even making the full 20.
Yeah, they have to try and bet their full allotted 20 overs at the Titans. They've just lost only 3 wickets. They still have batters to come in.
They pitched up nicely there, and a dot to follow up from that wicket. Jafta on 13 from 9, but she has to be the senior partner in this instant. She's got to be the one to take things head on, pulled onto the onside. It's a lovely sweep shot, a couple of bounces, valiant fielding in the end, but it's not going to be enough, as that'll be a boundary, necessary boundary, but a bit of frustration for Western Province with fielding like that.
Yeah, a bit of frustration indeed. You spoke about Gandhi Jafta be a key wicket for the Titans. I think if they want to build partnership, her and Amogelang Mapangula have to start now. They have to start, maybe consolidate for the next 3 overs.
No,
Yeah, talking
just
up.
beating the fielder there. It looked like a regulation shot, and it was a bit of wayward fielding again. Tatum LaRue this time, the guilty party, kind of sliding past it almost.
Yeah.
2 fielding errors costing Western Province 8 runs from what was a good start to the over. So Renica will certainly be upset, because she's bowled well enough that she doesn't deserve to have these boundaries attributed to her. Pitched up again. Loud shout from LaRue and Deleda, but no interest from umpire Yuri Sadler.
Yeah, once again, we spoke about rotating the strike, but Amogelang Mapangula, she came in and she's got 2 boundaries already, one on the offside, one on the leg side.
Bit of a full toss. Outside edge, and it's nearly an opportunity for a catch. Coming in from the point field at just inside the ring. Could have been something very different if she'd taken that catch, but that means that the Titans batters survive. 7 gone, 52 for 3, and there's 125 runs required to win.
Yeah, good attempt there by the fielder at point, diving forward. It's never an easy catch to take, but unfortunately, she couldn't take that catch. Talking about the partnership, this Gandhi Jafta and Amogelang Mapangula partnership, they are on 52 for 3 now. They have to take it past 100, maybe 120, and wait for some other batsmen like Simano Lawrence and Tiane van der Helvel, who are still have to come in. Maybe from there, the Titans can get something. But it's going to be very difficult after losing now already 3 wickets in the first 7 overs. At this stage, the Western Province were around 45 runs without loss.
Yeah, it's a change in the bowling from the West Lane end. It will now be Nosipho Vezi, who didn't have a terrible day out yesterday, but always room for improvement. So just deep square and car corner out on the boundary for Western Province. Bit of a floated delivery, outside edge, and got her! Yes! First ball of the over for Western Province produces the fruit, and it's again a Titans player on her way. Gandhi Jafta, we said she was crucial. Bit of a swipe at it, and Delera takes a good catch behind the stumps.
Are we watching a reverse innings from Western Province innings yesterday? The Titans are looking, keep losing wickets. Yeah, Gandhi Jafta, the key wicket for the Titans at this stage. She's out after Nosipho Vezi outside edge. She wanted to hit that one through cover, but she just edged it straight to the keeper, and the Titans lost their first wicket. The wicket keeper Delere take an easy catch in the end, and Gandhi Jafta is gone for 13.
Yeah, she makes it look easy because those ones that take the fine edge when you're standing up to the stumps aren't as simple as it may look on broadcast. But certainly the experience of the international delayer means that she's comfortable with that one. So a wicket from the first ball of this Vezi over. And the Titans looking all at sea. Yesterday it was the Western Province ladies, as you mentioned, that were struggling. So long on, long off, out, deep square, and car corner are riding the boundary. Everybody else is in the ring. Will Vezi be able to produce more magic? She bowls now to Simone Lawrence for her first delivery. That's a bit of patience there from Lawrence, not just trying to get it as the ball bounces, because you know that somebody like Vezi doesn't bowl with great pace, but rather a little bit of variation in her pace and some change up in some of her skillful delivery. So you've got to be patient, you've got to play deep in the crease, and you've got to play very late. Bunts that one into the ground, and this is a chance here for Leah Jones and her team, Takalani, to really just put the vice tighter and tighter on this Western Province side at 52 for 4.
Yeah, really squeeze the game, squeeze the run rate, make it difficult for Simone Lawrence to get off the mark. That should be the order of the day for the Western Province at this stage.
And that one will be wide. A little bit of a let off, but when the run rate is 10 to the over, you can also have some of those blemishes. Not that your coaches will accept it, but as a captain, you know, you'll be okay with it, understanding that up until that point it was a wicket maiden. 9.9 to the over. It really is a mammoth task. Awkward stroke there, perhaps the bat turning in the hand there. Just 2 balls left in the over. And Takalani, what is your thinking if you are Simone Lawrence and Mapangula?
Yeah, it's very difficult for the two because the run rate is up. You've lost wickets, 4 wickets already in the first 8 overs. I think what needs to happen right now is just they don't have to lose any wicket. Maybe take it to maybe the 13, 14 over. See what you can do from there. Because if they start attacking right now and lose wickets, I think that will be game over for the Titans. A bit of consolidation, take it deep, see what happens in the last 5 overs.
Yeah, crucially, they've got to rotate the strike as well. They can't just sit on their laurels and allow the game to be played despite their actions. So I think it's a good work here from them to try and get a single each from the last 2 balls of the over. 8 gone, 55 for 4. This partnership only blossoming at 3. The required run rate is 10.2, 122 runs to win from 72 deliveries.
Yeah, good start by the Western Province bowling unit. The fielding has been top notch. The bowling has been good. They managed to pick up key wickets. And I think for me, the wicket of Catherine Pryor and Robin Seal at the top really set the tone for the Western Province side. And they are motivated right now. And they will be looking to end this game as early as possible and get that win after losing the one-day match yesterday.
Reneke coming around the wicket, and that's beat everything, including the wicketkeeper. So it could be some extras that will be frustrating for the Western Province ladies. So it's wide, and they've run 2, so 3 runs to start this over. Somewhat of a contrast, and as much as Reneke has been the most expensive of the Western Province bowlers, she's already got 2 wickets to her name, so 2 out of the 4 coming out of her hand. She comes round the wicket now. Bit of a full toss there, and that's swept away quite hard, and they'll get 2 from it in the end. A little bit of a fielding error down there at deep square.
Yeah, it was really hit hard by Amogelang Mapangula and manage to run an easy 2 there. And that's what they have to do. They have to continue like that and take as deep as possible.
Positive cricket is crucial here. She tries to flat bat this, does Amogelang Mapangula, trying to maybe get it in that gap between extra cover and hit it down to that long off, but cut off nicely there by Reneka. Floater delivery, and it's really a nothing shot. It's an attempted reverse sweep, and I wonder if again she's premeditated that, because they were certainly convinced that there was something on offer for them to give it a big old shout. Another floater delivery, hit high into there, down in the deep, and then she takes the catch. Comfortable catch. And the Western Province ladies are celebrating once again. 5 down for the Titans. I know that they're trying to get going and mindful of the required run rate, but you've got to be wise to where the fielders are and know that if you're going to play it in the air, you've got to have confidence that you're going to elevate it over their head, or rather play it slightly softer, let it get to them on the bounce.
Yeah, no need for the big shot. We talk about rotating the strike. We talk about consolidating the innings and take the game as deep as possible. And the Titans just lose Amogelang Mapangula. She's gone for 13 from 9 deliveries. And now they are 60 for 5. I mean, that's really now big trouble for the Titans.
Will they be able to conclude their 20 overs? It begs the question, with half of their wickets gone inside the first 10 overs of this game. Lawrence is joined by Tiani van het Heerfel, and it's going to take a mammoth of an opportunity for either of those to grab by the horns and do something. But it has been all Western Province today. Stark contrast to yesterday's one-day game. Deep fielders at long on, long off, cow corner and square legs. So just the 4 out for now. Just bunts that to a 45, trying to squeeze it perhaps squarer than she would have liked, but no real pace on the ball for her to get that one away. And I think that's where the Western Province spinners have gotten it right compared to the Titan spinners. They're bowling with a lot more control, slowing down the game. This one's just knocked down the ground for 1. That was the difference is, the Titan spinners, when they came on, they tried to bowl too quickly. Yeah. And I think that's when I mentioned I was on air, it's skidding on. So Kutsa was expensive compared to yesterday, how well she bowled. Paulina Mashishi today, Kani Jafta, really trying to get through their overs quickly to maybe put some pressure on the Western Province ladies, but it backfired quite badly on them today as they were dispatched to all parts of the ground because Tunnicliffe was able to use that extra pace that they were putting on the ball.
And I think skipper Robin Sell might have expected the spinners to play a big role today, considering that Masabata Class is not playing, Elise Marimax is not playing, so you have to depend on your spinners. I mean, 3 spinners, Gandhi Jafta, Paulina Mashishi, and Kutser should have done much, much better for the side. And
they did yesterday. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing, I'm sure.
100%.
Robin Searle will reflect on this game because it's day and night, and it was literally just the different format that there was their undoing. A bit of inconsistent bounce there as it went through to the later.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're looking at the score, 176, and you're chasing 177, that's a big scoreboard pressure. And you can see by the fall of wickets that the Titans really got this game. Really, I'm not too sure what happened. They keep losing wickets all the time, and they struggle to bowl. Now they are still struggling to bat as well.
It seems that Province finally made amends for yesterday's decision to decide to field first, because this is definitely not a chasing wicket. And we've seen in the other games that have been played here, any team that bats first really takes the game in control. Inconsistent bounce again. A little bit early on the shot there. She's upset with herself. You can see her motioning to where she should have played that one. But with Vezi bowling a lot slower, and then you've got Reneka on the other end, they're just frustrating these Titans batters. There's no pace on the ball, and so they can't control the game and accelerate as needed. No real creation of pace on the ball. That one's hit down.
Yeah, I mean, for the batters to score here, they have to manufacture some shot, and it's gonna be difficult. I mean, you're chasing 176, you've lost half of your wickets already. The ball is keeping low. There is no pace at all. It's really, really going to be very, very difficult for the Titans.
Again, she has a swipe at that one. Deleda asks the square leg umpire Yuri Sadler whether that was outstumped, but not interested is the experienced man at square leg. And again, that bounce dying out the wicket. You've got to think that these two have got to try and play it very straight, hit those sweepers at long on and long off, because if they're going to play cross-batted shots, they're going to come up short. Hoiked away onto the onside, just for the one. So a really good over there from Vezi. Really, really keeping things tight, squeezing these Titans batters. And at the end of 10, it's 63 for 5. Time for a commentary change. Dennis Searle will now join you.
Thank you, David. The Titans now are 62 for 5 after 10 overs. They've lost Robin Sell, they've lost Tibogo Macheke, Catherine Pryor, and Amukelang Mapangule, Gandhi Jafta as well. And now it's Simone Lawrence, the youngster, and Tiani van der Hovel batting.
Yeah, disappointing batting performance here by the Titans. But cricket is an interesting game and it's never over until it's over. Kayla Reinica from the Hinopshire end as she goes short to Lawrence, who pulls this out but finds Vezi at mid-wicket.
Yeah, the Western Province trying to squeeze this game here.
Yeah, and they really are. All the bad balls only going for ones. They haven't found many boundaries here in the last few overs, have the Titans. And the Western Province bowling a lot better than they were yesterday. They're bowling to their fields today. They're taking the opportunities. Besides the one in the third over, the drop catch. It's worked around the corner by Van der Heevel, but no run taken.
Yeah, I think for me, the difference between the two sides has been spin bowling. I think the Titans struggle with Gandhi, Kutser, and Paulina Mashishi in the first innings. And then what we're seeing here, Reineke bowling well here for the Western Province, and she has picked up 3 wickets for just 22 runs.
Yeah, she has been bowling well as this ball is awarded as a bye. A good throw by Yasso at short 45, a direct hit, but Lawrence was well home. And yeah, I do agree that the spin has been good from Western Province. Lawrence goes on the scoop. It's up, but finds the hands of Yasso. That was an interesting decision because the fielder at 45 was there. If she went on the reverse lap, different story because there's a vacant third man region. But you have to question the decision making there from the youngster. And yeah, poor decision there to see her wicket fall. But it will bring on the experienced batter Katie Tap in to the middle with the other youngster out there, Tiani van der Heevel.
Yeah, 6 wickets gone for the Titans. 66 for 6 at this stage. Just one ball left in the 11th over. And Kaylee Tapp will join Tiani van der Hovel. The Titans are really now in a spot of bother. They keep losing wickets at regular intervals. And some of the wickets, you have to ask yourself whether some of these shots were really necessary. Me and David on commentary were talking about hitting the ball straight because this pitch is slow. The spin bowlers are really bowling slow. You have to manufacture the shot, and the safest place to play a shot is down the ground, and the Titans batters are not doing that at this stage.
Yeah, and that's something that Faye Tunnicliffe did really well in the first innings. And while I do agree that the Western Province spin bowlers are bowling well, I don't think that the Titan spinners bowled badly. It's just, I think, the change in the style and the capability of the batter that was in Faye Tunnicliffe has been a little bit different compared to the responsibility that the Titans have taken so far this innings.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. If you look at the Western Province scorecard, except Cliff, none of the batsmen really passed that 25 runs mark. They were all below 25 runs. That shows that that innings of Fight Cliff was really key in this match.
Yeah, no, for sure it was. It set the Western Province team up into the position that they're in now, where they're bowling two batters who are more bowling all-rounders than they are batters. So the end of Simone Lawrence is kind of the last recognized batter who has done well with the bat at this level. So the Western Province team will be happy with this and will be looking to try and get the rest of the tail order out as quickly as possible. However, they won't be too disappointed if they do leak a couple of runs, because I don't believe that the rest of the order are capable of hitting too many boundaries and taking the game away at this stage. Sipho Vezi from the West Lane end to Tiani van der Heevel. She's just so consistent, but this time Van der Heevel gives herself some room and finds a big gap between cover and extra cover, and that'll be 4 to her. Perhaps I spoke too soon.
Yeah, that's a good shot, because I think the technique on that one was so good. She gave herself a chance by backing back a little bit, and that just hit that one hard, and it goes for 4. I think we should just watch here what Tiani van der Heevel and the experienced Kylie Tapp can do. Maybe they can give us a surprise.
Or she goes on the sweep shot and it crashes into the front pad, but pulling the leg out to the leg side. No chance of an LBW appeal there. It's exciting to see Tiani van der Heevel coming in and looking to score runs. Coming in towards the end, the youngster, not a recognized batter, hasn't scored a lot of runs at this level, but willing to try and look to do something and to make an impact here in the Titans' batting innings. She does start on leg stump and triggers out onto middle with 2 off. So she does favor the offside a little bit more, as her body weight and all of her shape and position is moving into the offside as the ball is being bowled. And she plays that very nicely off the front foot straight to get the single. Puts Kylie Tapp, the left-hander, her batting partner, on strike.
Yeah, she have to try and score as many runs as possible. Give the scorecard some sort of respect. I mean, being bowled out for under 70 will not be good. So it's up to Tiani van der Heevel and Kylie Tapp to try and salvage some pride here.
Yeah, Tapp goes up. She lofts it a little bit up, but a couple of bounces into the hands of Kayla Reinicke down at long on. They'll come through for a single. And while they do need to tick on if they have any chance of winning this game, they do need to be hitting boundaries. And she goes straight. Is it straight enough? Andrew Stein, quick work from long on and cuts that one off before it's able to go over the boundary rope. The right idea there, but Andrew Stein just too good here out on the boundary. She's such an experienced and quality cricket player. She grew up here in Northern Gauteng. She played all of her junior cricket for Northerns back in the day. She understands all of the conditions. It's up. Jones looks for the catch, but is unable to get there. And she'll just pick that one up off the floor and allow the Titans batters to go through for 1. And with that lofted, risky shot there by Tapp, brings up the end of the 12th over 73 for 6. Van der Heevel on 8 and Tapp on 2.
Yeah, once again, the Western Province doing well here. What the Titans batters can do right now is just to score singles. We spoke about boundaries, but it looks like it's going to be very, very difficult. The ball is keeping low. The spinners bowling wild. The fielders also helping the bowling here by fielding very well. Good fielding positions as well by the skipper. And the Western Province really squeezing the game out of the Titans right now.
Yeah, they really are. And with the pitch being so two-paced, it does put doubt in the batters' minds, especially these two batters who are recognized bowlers. having to put themselves through a difficult wicket to bat on, especially with the slower bowling of the Western Province team. Gemma Botha slow through the air, gives the batter a lot of time to think about what to do. As a tap goes hard across the line, and it looks like it's going to go through the fielders. Kelsey Adams too good there. The batter's come through for two. She picks that up with one hand and a big arm from the boundary. She's really an exciting player to look out for. She's good in the field, and she's decent with the bat as well. Placed very nicely into the covers by Tap, but recovered by Faye Tunnicliffe, who is just a magnet for the ball in the field. She's so good. She's quick on her feet and very aware in this game. She showed her quality with the bat, and she's done exactly the same. She had a catch out in the deep to dismiss Amogelang Mapungula, which looked super, super easy for her. That piece of fielding that she just put on in the covers was brilliant as well.
Yeah, some good placements here by Kaylee Tupp, taking singles.
Not trying to hit the ball too hard as Tiani van der Heevel does here, just dragging it across the line out to Tunnicliffe, who hands on the ball once again, gets that in for a single. 2 balls left in the over. Kaylee Tupp on strike. Deep backward square, cow corner, long on, long off. Short third man in the ring, and mid-wicket the only player in the ring on the leg side. Tap looking for the single to Jones at mid-wicket, who's usually a really great fielder, but she fumbles the ball there and allows the opposition to get through for a single. And with this left-hand, right-hand combination, it does force the field to move in and out from the leg side to the offside with the change in bowler. And it kind of slows the game down. It allows the batters a little bit of time to think about what they're doing. Oh, Van der Heevel, and that's the two-paced varied bounce that we're seeing. A couple of Gemma Joy Botha's balls have been just rolling through, but the last ball of that over there, the last ball of the 13th, really just picking up and sitting up off the wicket. De Leede collecting that at about chest height as she's standing up to the spinner. So lots of varied bounce, and the pitch looking difficult with the slower bowlers of the Western Province lineup.
Yeah, Western Province once again, Jenna doing an amazing work here. The bowlers, Reineke and Botha, making it difficult. We spoke about Kaylee Tupp and Van der Heevel being the lower order batters of the Titans. There isn't much they can do now in terms of looking for that win in this match, and the bowlers are not making it easy for them either.
They certainly aren't, but Kaylee Tapp not afraid to take them on as she double steps down the wicket and plays this out too long on. She'll get a 1, but that aggressive intent there, using her feet to get to the pitch of the ball, is a good start for her.
Yeah, I've loved some of the shots she has placed, more especially finding the gaps. She looks like she understands her shots very well.
She is very experienced, as the opposite in Tiani van der Heevel is a good young cricket player, and she just chips it over the head of mid-wicket. We play in the same club cricket team at Tufts University, and she scored 100 in a T20 game a few weekends ago.
Nice.
So she's definitely capable with the bat. She can hit the ball hard, and she definitely makes good use of the bad ball. Well, that's what she does at club level in any case. Busy to tap using her feet again, but finds this somehow going out to square leg. Kayla Reineke doing the work out in the deep, just getting through for 1. But the intent of the batters now looking a lot better, using their feet, getting to the pitch of the ball, looking to hit the ball. And luckily, the ball has found its way not to the boundary, but the safety in the field. Going hard at it, finding a bit of an outside edge perhaps as it goes past the keeper, De Leede. Yeah, given as runs, so would have been a very good catch had De Leeuw been able to hold on to that. But even a missed chance when you have the right intent to come down and to hit the ball hard still gets you runs in
Yeah.
this case.
Yeah, they always say fortune favors the brave in this game.
Yeah, 100%. Using the feet again this time, trying to go over, but the safe hands of Leah Jones at mid-wicket, and that's an easy catch. We saw one being dropped earlier on this innings by Tatum LaRue, but Leah Jones making no mistake there, turning the fingers up and safely in the bucket created by her. And Kaylee Tapp will be quite disappointed with that.
Yeah, she will be disappointed indeed. We spoke about her being one of the great batters in terms of finding the gap. But this time around, she managed to find mid-wicket fielder there. She took an easy catch to get the Titans 7 wicket.
Yeah, and that will bring in Risha Kutsa to the crease. We've spoken a little bit about her in the first innings, coming back after concussion against the Lions at the Wanderers earlier on in the season. She'll need to focus really hard and get her concussion fog out, as she has a big task ahead of her. 95 runs to win, and it's not looking likely, but the game of cricket is a strange one, so anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Risha Kutser, it was interesting to see that she only bowled 1 over when the Titans were bowling. I wonder what happened there.
Oh, look, her 1 over did go for 14 runs,
Yes.
so it was quite expensive. Yeah, but it did look like she was getting some purchase off the wicket. But by that time, Faye Tunnicliffe was seeing the ball so big that even a bit of turn off the wicket was not helpful for Kutsa, as she plays this out to long off for one. Also, a very capable club cricket batter. She ended the top of the log last season in the 35 over club league. She plays for Cinnaville Cricket Club. She captains that team's a vital role as a senior player. They've got a lot of youngsters in that team, and she really guides them and coaches them really well on the field. She's got a really great mature head on her shoulder.
I think it will be good for the Titans when you've got players like Risha Kutse being the captain of lower division teams, and I'm sure she will bring that leadership into the Titan side as well.
Yeah, she certainly does bring a level of leadership. She's been involved in this provincial setup at the Titans for a long time, as she just plays this out to point. There's a fumble by Mangele, and they're able to rotate the strike. Gemma Buerta in her third over, she's conceding 18 runs. Oh, top edge by Van der Heevel, and this looks like it's going to race away to the boundary, but Yasso very quick from that short 45 position and gets that into De Leeuw. The batters go through for 2. It looked like it was going a lot faster than it actually was. The outfield here in Supersport Park drying out quite a lot and turning out to be quite slow. Plays this around the corner, but Andre Steyn at deep backward square collects that. They'll just come through for 1. Buerta just bowling a little bit too straight there after the good ball that earned the edge of Van der Heevel, which got them the double. That's that outside the off stump line that she's looking for. With a packed offside field in the ring, Leah Jones in a catching position for Risha Kutsa. Yeah, and there it is, just top of 4th and 5th stump and played back to the bowler. That consistent line is going to create dot balls, and dot balls create pressure, and that's going to create
a wicket as well.
Played hard there, just over pitched. The line was right, but the length not so much. Tatum LaRue at long off collecting that, and that single brings the end of the over. 88 for 7 after 15, And the Titans needing 89 in the next 5 overs. Have a commentary change. Thank you, Takulani. Welcome onto the mic, David Midgley.
What a reversal of fortunes we've had here at Supersport Park, the home of Fidelity Titans. Like night and day, the teams have taken their chances, one each, to struggle with the bat in the second innings. And crucially for the Western Province ladies, their journey in T20 cricket remains undefeated and looks on course for another victory once again. And it has been crucial for them in lifting their spirits after a disastrous game yesterday.
Yeah, the Western Province women have certainly come back in to this T20 after yesterday with a very brave fight in them. And perhaps the pitches played a role. It looked like a batting wicket because Faye Tunnicliffe was so good this morning, but things potentially have changed here in the second innings for the Titans. Tatum LaRue continues, and it's lofted straight, but finds a safe ground. Andrew Stain collecting it, and Risha Kutsa will come through for one.
Crucially, you've mentioned the turf. Remember, this is the same strip they used yesterday. It's been baked. They've played a little bit later today than they traditionally would, an hour and a half later than they have been for the T20 games. And so early on, if there was any assistance for the bowlers, it would have dissipated nearly before the game had got underway. And so that's where Tunnicliffe made the most of it. Now, as it's dried out, it's really stuck in the wicket. And as the ball gets older and softer, those slower bowlers and the slower deliveries are what has helped Western Province really turn the knife in the chest of the Fidelity Titans.
Oh, looking for that big drive there for Neville, but missing completely. Well bowled by Tatum LaRue.
Crucially, she's found a length that is difficult for any player at any level to get out of the block hole. These ladies will be looking to try and play it into those sweepers on the offside and not able to get it away.
Yeah, again in that black hole, in the block hole, but squeezing it out too long on the captain Leah Jones collecting it for one.
It's almost a black hole because the ball disappears out of your peripheral vision. You're expecting it at a length, and then suddenly it dips in at the last moment. That's what makes it so difficult and even more effective when it's straight onto the stumps because batters not sure how to respond.
Well, she goes shorter, but played well by Kutsa, just opening up the face of the bat and guiding it down to third man. They're rotating the strike really nicely, but unfortunately not able to get the boundaries that they need in order to take a victory home today. It's looking really unlikely.
Bridge too far with the required run rate nearly at 20 to the over. So no doubt taking this as valuable time in the middle for these two.
Or going on that big swing again is Van der Heever, and perhaps they're sticking out there to prevent the bonus point. As
Yeah, with that one, I'd prefer that maybe she comes across and tries to play it through the offside and try instead of trying to cross bat it and waft at it. I'd rather almost you come across the line and punch it if that opportunity arises. Square of the wicket would be nice.
or in that block hole, and well played in the end by Van der Heever to squeeze it out. But excellent bowling in death bowling by Tatum LaRue, getting it really full, making it difficult for the batters to get it away.
What do you think has made the difference between this Western Province side when they've played 50 overs as opposed to T20? What has really separated them? Because without their Proteas, they've still been good today, despite well cataclysmic performance yesterday in the one-day stuff.
I definitely think it's been the intent. They came out with the bat looking for runs. I think yesterday, the opening spell of Lahodi and Tap in the second innings really did make a huge dent in the top order of their batting. And the fact that Faye Tunnicliffe was able to bat through the innings today, the top order batter to bat through was the difference. So going across the line, but a misfield by mid wicket, and they get through for one. Yeah, so I think the fact that there was a top order batter batting throughout the batting innings, and I think yesterday's losses definitely helped today's game for the Western Province team. Oh, a reverse sweep misses completely.
Yeah, and I wonder when sometimes these players premeditate with that reverse sweep that they don't rather get into the position early and let your hands be quicker. It's something that you'll see hockey players or players that have played hockey are better at.
Yeah, she goes straight this time, but finds Leah Jones at extra cover.
Yeah. 5 to her name, Kutsa, so she's done well with Fana Herfel, but it's just not been enough, has it, for them, and the run rate required is 24.
Yeah, pretty impossible at this stage of the game with these two batters in. I don't think you can ask for too much from them, as I'm not sure whether they are capable of doing it.
I certainly think they'll take this as invaluable middle practice
Yeah,
and a chance as well for bowlers to test out some magic deliveries.
yeah, definitely. But just play around the corner here by Kutsa. And you staying at square leg, quick to the ball, so they just take the single. Two balls left in the over, 90. One ball left in the over, 94 for 7.
Don't forget Supersport Park.
Oh, a little bit in the air, but Kelsey Adams, who's been so good in the field, takes a big dive forward, but ball just drops short of the hands and bobbles forward. That's the end of the 17th, 94 for 7.
Yeah, 94 for 7 is where this game finds itself. Hopefully, the Proteas will find themselves in a better position as they take on India in the first Freedom Series Test match here live at Supersport Park. Boxing Day, 10 a.m. Get your tickets. Ticketpro.co.za. You can see South Africa's very best. Back in red ball cricket, we've been starved of the game that we love so much, the pinnacle of cricket in the men's game is test cricket, and that's where we want to see more of. Thankfully, there will be more of it in 2024. Just that West Indies series earlier in the year for the men, and now the West Indies will now make way for India. So an opportunity for some players to get some time in the middle in the longest format of the game. In addition, there's going to be Sri Lanka in the same period in 2024. So subcontinent teams making their mark here at home in South Africa's premier grounds.
It's so wonderful having those men coming out and playing at the big stadiums. And a big shot there from Kutsa as she plays it out into the cover. She finds a gap and finds herself her first four. Her scores goes up to 10, and the title's just too short of that 100 mark.
And immediately, Yaso, who struggled yesterday, continues with that shortfall in her form. She really wants to perform out there as any player would, but she's just not finding her rhythm at all. She's just been lathered away through the covers. First ball.
Too short and too wide, and she'll need to fix that. She goes for late in the block hole and defended by Kutsa. Did well to get back behind that.
Yeah, much better recovery from Yaso. Much, much better in terms of her length and exactly what's needed at the back end here. An opportunity, like you said, for these players to focus on death bowling, hitting those Yorkers, because when it comes down to it in this competition, that's where the margins are, your ability to execute right at the back end.
Yeah, and this Western Province team have been able to execute in the T20 league. Just the one game that they had no results, it was abandoned due to the rain, but winning all 5 of their T20 games. So they are capable of closing out a T20 game, and they are proving that here today at Supersport Park. A field change as long off moves out to the boundary. Third man comes up. So fine leg, cow corner, long on and long off.
Full and straight, let's see how.
And she goes short and wide, but finds the fielder at cover. Yeah, double bluff.
Absolutely, and we've been very blessed with weather this time of the year. Just the 2 games in both, well, one each in Division 1 and Division 2, ending in a no result. So we've been spoiled here with weather this time of the year. You might imagine that in the new year, that's when things will struggle. but you can also support the Pretoria Capitals in the Betway SA20. Check out sa20.co.za for your tickets.
Yeah, so it goes short again, but Van der Heevel finds bat on it and plays it out too long on for one.
Yeah, it's good to see the opportunities being made for the ladies because they've got their own T20 tournament coming up. Lions, Easterns, and Titans performing as the Titans ladies bringing up their 100 runs in the 18th over. We'll chat about that competition after this delivery.
Yeah, so closing the over off really well as the ball crashes into the pads of Kutsa. But no appeal on show there. That ends the 18th over 100 for 7.
So tell me what this tournament is about and what does it mean for the players?
Yeah, so it's really exciting as it's the first time that South Africa has had a tournament that has invited international players. It's starting small with only 3 teams in the tournament. However, there are 3 players from Namibia and 3 from Japan, 2 per team. And the teams have selected those international players based on the roles that they need in their teams. So 2 international players per team, and then 4 marquee players and 4 under 23 players, and then a couple of uh, wild card players, which a lot of the teams have chosen to select young players under 16 girls who are up and coming through the pipelines. And I'm sure that those girls will really grow a lot of confidence from this tournament, being able to play with their experienced players that are part of their provincial setup as well as the internationals.
Yeah, just bashed over the head there, just hammered into the wicket for the single. And it's global cricket tournament, am I correct? And where can fans join to watch?
Yeah, so they'll be playing at Irene Cricket Club out here in the Titans region. So that'll be really exciting. It's a wonderful venue, lots of shade and trees. Take a picnic out and go and watch the cricket. It's played out to Cow Corner just for one. So I think the best bet would probably be to go out to Irene and have a look at the cricket in person, live with your own eyes. But I do believe that Pitch Vision will be covering it. Hopefully there will be a commentary team that will be covering the games as well. I think 6 games will be played between all 3 teams. It's wide and played out too long off. They'll just get the single.
Let's cast our eyes into the new year for this competition as the ladies play Saturday one-day cricket, Sunday T20. Excuse me. The next game for Western Province will be against Six Gun Grill Garden Route Badgers, and they'll be playing out in Oudtshoorn. So that will take place on the 10th and 11th of February. This one beats the bowler under the hand. I thought for a moment there could be a chance of a run out at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, straight as it gets, as Kutsa just finding nice space past the bowler's right hand.
And then a week later, the Western Province ladies travel to Bloemfontein as they take on Recon Tactical Free State, who've been struggling this year in all competitions.
She goes at it hard, but it rolls out to Faye Tunnicliffe at Cow Corner, who will return it for one.
And the Fidelity Titans are going to be starved of game time, barring that lone cricket tournament. They'll take on Recon Tactical Free State here in Centurion. Hopefully they'll be back at Supersport Park. But there's so much cricket going on in the new year. There's the SA Under-19 World Cup, SA20, the India series will conclude with the Test series.
Finishing up her over with the ball out at 2 points. A fumble by the skipper Leah Jones. They get comfortably through for one. Just 1 over left so far at this game at Supersport Park. 106 for 7, and well away are the Titans.
Yeah, and the men's CSA T20 domestic competition also taking place. So a packed schedule, and you are spoiled for choice when it comes to cricket on South African shores. Remember that the under-19, well, the Under-19 World Cup being transferred from Sri Lanka to South Africa due to some challenges that their board is having. So we are grateful to host it, but it does mean that, boy, oh boy, we are going to be spoiled for choice in this upcoming second half of the cricket season. It doesn't stop. There's also under-19 weeks that will happen at the end of the year and the start of January as well.
Yeah, the cricket season is definitely jam-packed with fixtures, and it's exciting because that means there's a lot of cricket to watch and a lot of talent coming up through those under 19 weeks. And it'll be really exciting to see the next generation of players coming through that under 19 World Cup.
Yeah, somebody that I've been keen to keep an eye on is Quinna Parker, a youngster who recently made his first class debut for the Lions, picked up 3 in that hammering that the Lions received from the Warriors the last couple of days. But boy, oh boy, there's so many more of them, and it's not just him, but others that have come to the fore and shown their talent.
Yeah, another young under 19 player that's showing her talent out here today. She struggled yesterday, Sinuleto Yasu, but come back stronger today. She's hitting better lines, better lengths, and looking a little bit more comfortable out here at Supersport Park today rather than she did yesterday.
And the more time that she plays at this level, you're just going to elevate your own game, your decision making, and your ability to execute will only improve. So valuable time for her, and it's also a nice wicket to bowl on.
Yeah, very nice wicket to bowl on her. She's getting a lot of movement off. There's a shy at the stumps, but Kayla Renica misses. Risha Kutsa will be on strike for the next.
Yeah, just the singles as they trundle away through this innings, they'll fall short, well short. Currently 69 runs to win, but with 3 balls left, the game is a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, this game has been slightly anticlimactic. I think with making history being the first time that women's provincial cricket has been able to sell tickets. And there are quite a few people out here and who would have been looking for a really exciting, good game of cricket, which is not really what has been on show in the second innings today, if you're a Titan supporter. And I'm assuming most people out here in Pretoria are. But wonderful cricket, a brilliant batting performance, and a good bowling performance from the Western Province team. Oh, she tries to go across the line and somehow gets something on it, and that goes out to fine leg. Oh, 4 byes will be given, so nothing on it. But
Wonder if that should not be attributed to wicket keepers. 4 byes surely has to be one of those where you say, you know what, wicket keepers get stumpings and catches. I've got to attribute that to the wicket keepers.
yeah, with just 1 ball left in the over, Sinuleto Yasu will be looking to close it off. But Risha Kutsa having a look around her, and in pure Risha fashion, she will potentially be looking for a
Throw
boundary.
the bat.
And she does just that, but it bounces before Tatum LaRue, who puts her body behind the ball at long on, and that'll be the end of the game with just that single. But the Titans falling well short, 113 for 7 in the allotted 20, and the Western Province women's team coming back really strong after yesterday's poor performance and taking the victory.
It's one apiece here in this fixture as Western Province pick up today's victory. The Titans, Fidelity Titans, picking up the victory yesterday in the one-day game. Tale of two cities as they were completely bamboozled yesterday, where Western Province made sure they slept well, ate well, and found victory today. Faye Tunnicliffe really taking the game to the Fidelity Titans ladies 100 in fantastic fashion, particularly after a first baller yesterday, making sure that she didn't get the same fate that she had yesterday. It has been an absolute privilege to bring you both of these 2 games, and an absolute privilege to continue to bring you Titans cricket courtesy of the team here at Northerns Cricket. From myself, David Midgley, Jenna Searle, Takalani Nechiava, and our wonderful team here at Supersport Park, we are grateful for you, and we'll see you very soon. Have a blessed Sunday.